abducted as terrorists invade Borno school. So we don't have the numbers. Daily Post reported that 10 of the students and their teachers have been rescued, right? So we don't have exact numbers to tell if members of Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa Province ISWAP on Monday attacked the Government Day Secondary School Lassa in Askiroba local government area of Borno State, abducting an unspecified number of students who were writing the National Examinations Council NECO examination. The attackers reportedly stormed the school at about 9 a.m., firing sporadically into the air and causing panic among students, teachers, and residents before taking away an unknown number of examination candidates into the bush. A teacher who was reportedly killed during the attack while another sustained injuries. Confirming the incident, spokesperson for the Borno State Police Command, Assistant Superintendent of Police ASP Nahum Daso, said several students remain unaccounted for. At about 9 a.m., an unspecified number of Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists attacked a secondary school and shot sporadically into the air. During the attack, an unspecified number of students were abducted, while some are still missing. He added that the police could not immediately confirm reports of fatalities among the victims. INEC has uploaded Peter Obi's name on portal NDC National Leader. The national leader of the Nigeria Democratic Congress NDC has announced that the party has uploaded the name of its presidential candidate Peter Obi to the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC nomination portal. The party leader disclosed this in a statement on Monday, saying the NDC had filed an appeal against a recent court ruling alongside an application for a stay of execution, which had been served on the INEC chairman and the commission. According to the statement, the party has also been granted access to the INEC portal to upload the names of its candidates in line with the electoral timetable. My name, so clearly this will be Saraki Dixon speaking here, my name and that of the presidential candidates have been uploaded to the INEC portal, while that of the vice presidential candidate will be done tomorrow upon completion of the deposition. The process is also ongoing for other candidates. And the NDC maintains that it remains a duly registered political party that has participated in all political processes so far, insisting that its primary elections has been conducted under the observation and monitoring of INEC. It also stated that the emergence of candidates for various elective offices have also been complete, and that what remains was the administrative process of submitting their names to the Electoral Commission. That's pretty much this story. So let's move on. Vanguard newspaper, U.S. disclosure on neutralize 199 jihadists refers to May Operation DHQ. So if you recall, the senior U.S. official that we listened to speak, he said a few months ago, I think he actually mentioned whether 2 months ago or 3 months ago, it's something like that, a few months ago, right? So we'll just tell you that it wasn't the December attacks. The Defense Headquarters, DHQ, on Monday said recent disclosure by the United States on the killing of 199 jihadists and the recovery of a massive cache of ISIS arms, ammunition, and electronic equipment is not a fresh operation, but a declassification of a successful joint Nigeria-U.S. counterterrorism mission carried out in May of 2026. Director of Defense Information, Major General Samaila Uba, told Vanguard that the operation had already been announced by the Nigerian military, adding that the latest details released by the U.S. were previously classified. This is not a new operation. We have previously communicated how highly successful joint operations in May. What you are hearing as some declassified information concerning our previous operation being given out now. However, Nigeria-U.S. joint operations and collaboration very much on course. The clarification followed comments by the U.S. Senior Director for Counterterrorism at the National Security Council, Dr. Sebastian Goka, who described the mission as one of the most successful counterterrorism operations undertaken by the current U.S. administration. So we listen to Goka speak. FG orders marketers to reduce fuel price. FG orders marketers to reduce fuel price. The federal government has directed the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NFDPRA, to ensure petroleum marketers do not exploit Nigerians through excessive pricing under the deregulated downstream petroleum market. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Heineken Lokobri, gave the directive in Abuja yesterday while delivering the keynote address at the NMDPRA General Council and Legal Advisors Forum. The two-day forum has its theme, Beyond Compliance, Driving Regulatory Certainty and Investment Confidence in Nigeria's Petroleum Sector. The corporate said although the downstream sector had been fully deregulated, the regulator must ensure that deregulation does not become an avenue for profiteering at the expense of consumers. According to him, following the de-escalation of tensions in the Middle East and decline in global crude prices, Nigerians expected corresponding reductions in palm price of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol. However, this is not yet happening, as refiners and marketers have continued to sell petrol at elevated pump prices despite the significant decline in crude oil prices from a peak of $120 per barrel to about $72 per barrel this week. Following the escalation of tension between Iran and the United States, we expected to see a commensurate downward adjustment in the prices of PMS and other petroleum products. However, that has not yet happened. While we believe that market forces will eventually restore equilibrium, the regulator also has a statutory responsibility in ensuring that deregulation does not become an avenue for profiteering. This must be done in line with the extant provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act. The minister also charged the agency to intensify monitoring in ensuring consumers receive the correct quantity of fuel purchased at filling stations. What is the regulator doing? Lukobre asked. Beyond allowing prices to be determined by market forces, the question is, at maybe more than 10 liters. Lukobre noted that despite recent geopolitical tensions arising from the conflict involving the United States and Iran, Nigeria did not experience fuel shortages, attributing the stability to deregulation of the downstream sector and the operationalization of domestic refineries. FEC reforms NYSC to be head by civilians. We'll listen to him, so let's see if there are some more information in this piece added to what the Minister for Youth in his briefing yesterday said. The Federal Executive Council FEC yesterday approved sweeping reforms to the National Youth Service Corps NYSC, announcing that the scheme will now be head by a civilian instead of a military officer. Briefing State House correspondents after the FEC meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa Abuja. The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, said the reforms would also introduce professional training programs for corps members to enhance their employability and entrepreneurial skills. He explained that the NYC will retain its one-year service duration while incorporating flexible, skills-based training programs into the service year. Under the new framework, he said the scheme would remain civilian-led, while the Nigerian military would continue to be responsible for the security of corps members nationwide. Graduates enrolled in specialized streams such as the proposed digital corps may spend additional time in training before deployment to their primary places of assignment to earn professional certificates that enhance employability and self-employment opportunities. He explained that the reforms are aimed at consolidating youth development programs under the NYSC to improve coordination, monitoring, and accountability. Providing further clarification, the Special Advisor to the President on Policy Coordination, Adiza Bala Husman, said the reforms would not affect the military's responsibility for the security of corps members. The safety aspects of our corps members still remains with the military. The operational leadership of the NYSC will be civilian-led, but security will continue to be anchored and implemented by the Nigerian military. To give legal backing to the reforms, the Federal Executive Council directed the Attorney General of the Federation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth Development, to amend the NYSC Act and its regulations to facilitate the immediate implementation of the approved changes. All right, let's move on. They are coming for us. Atiku warns of plots to keep ADC off 2027 polls. Former Vice President and presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress ADC, Atiku Abubakar, is raising an alarm over what he described as a fresh and coordinated attempt by elements within the ruling establishment to deploy political and legal machinations to keep his party off the ballot ahead of the 2027 general election. Atiku disclosed this on Monday in Abuja through his senior special assistant on public communication, Frank Schwaibu. The vice president said he had received credible information indicating that renewed efforts may be underway to exclude the ADC from next year's election, describing the plot as a coordinated onslaught by anti-democratic elements within the ruling party. We're fully aware of their plots. While they seek to sow confusion within the opposition, we know their real target is the ADC because it represents the most credible alternative. If the All Progressives Congress APC is truly confident in its popularity, why is it so terrified of the ADC? Atiku queried. He identified what he called a now familiar pattern of assault on the opposition, warning that institutions meant to be neutral were being drawn into partisan contests, frivolous litigations were gaining unusual momentum, administrative powers were being selectively deployed, and political pressure being mounted behind closed doors. Atiku accused the ruling establishment of being consumed by the obsession with silencing the opposition at the expense of governance, noting that at a time when Nigerians are battling hunger, inflation, unemployment, insecurity, and collapsing purchasing power, those entrusted with public office appear preoccupied with political survival rather than national survival. He warns that any attempt to prevent the ADC from participating fully in the electoral process would represent one of the gravest assaults on Nigeria's constitutional democracy since the return to civilian rule, stressing that no administration possesses the constitutional authority to determine which political party Nigerians are permitted to vote for. And then the cable. So one minister, the second minister, Taiwo Oedele, FG engaging oil marketers, regulators to ensure market-reflective fuel prices. Taiwo Oedele, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, says the federal government is engaging oil marketers and regulators to ensure reductions in global crude oil market prices are reflected more transparently in the pump price of the product. Oedele said the government is seeking a balance between protecting consumers and allowing operators in the downstream sector to remain commercially viable. The minister spoke to journalists on the intervention after the Federal Executive Council FEC meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu yesterday. He said marketers are often quick to raise pump prices when crude oil prices increase because of replacement costs, but slower to reduce prices when crude oil prices fall due to existing inventory. We are working to strike a balance between ensuring operators remain commercially viable and protect Nigerians from unfair pricing. Court orders INEC to register ADA as political party, release access codes within 72 hours. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to proceed with the registration of the All Democratic Alliance, ADA, and release its access codes to the Akin Ricketts-led leadership of the political party. In October 2025, INEC announced that ADA and 7 other associations out of the 14 pre-qualified seeking registration as political parties had successfully completed the upload of all required information and documentation. The Commission says the next stage of the registration process for the 8 associations would be the detailed assessment and verification of the information and documents they submitted. The associations are Citizens Democratic Alliance, CDA, All Democratic Alliance, ADA, Abundance Social Party, ASP, African Alliance Party, AAP, Democratic Leadership Alliance, DLA, Green Future Party, GFP, National Democratic Party, NDP, and People's Freedom Party, PFP. In a judgment delivered on Monday, Peter Lifu, the president of all parties, the judge nullified all steps and actions taken on behalf of ADA by Umar Ado. The judge faulted the commission for issuing the access codes to Ado, whom he said was not the recognized acting secretary of the association. Lifu declared INEC's action illegal, wrongful, null, and void. The judge also ordered the commission to reopen its portal for 1 week to enable the plaintiff upload the documents required for the registration process, including the party's membership register. The plaintiff, through Stephen Atabo, its counsel, sued INEC and Ado, seeking a declaration that the Electoral Commission violated the law by issuing the access code to the second defendant. The plaintiff argued that Ado is neither the pro-tem national chairman nor the pro-tem national secretary of the association. Justice Peter Lifu directed INEC to extend the May 10, 2026 deadline for the submission of the party's digital membership register and the May 30, 2026 deadline for the submission of the candidate list. So those are the stories we can squeeze in this morning for review. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll continue. Please stay with us. Hello, join us Fridays, 7:30 a.m. on Our Top Picks, and together we'll review the big national stories of the week, all in 30 minutes. It promises so much fun. Our Top Picks, Fridays, 7:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
Education never ends, and we believe it starts even way earlier than most of us think. On Android Gorgie, every Tuesday, 1 to 2 p.m., we unravel these various building blocks and its challenges that make you and I better versions of ourselves. Android Gorgie on Today95.1 FM.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
Children are a beam of sunlight. On Kiddies Playground, smart is the new cool. We have interesting activities lined up for everyone, from storytelling to games to quizzes, where you get to win loads and loads of gifts. Do you have what it takes to compete and win exciting prizes? Then don't miss any episode of Kiddies Playground every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. only on Today 95.1 FM, where playtime comes to life.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the people.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique dial.
All right, before we get into the issues for discussions today, we have Mrs. Precious from Premium Privacy joining us this morning. Hello, madam. Welcome.
Thank you, Kelly. Good morning, Port Harcourt people. I've really missed everybody.
Good morning to you. I was going to ask, did registration close?
No, we needed to take a break. One, we're concluding our external exams for our IGMB students.
Okay.
And also, we figured that a lot of people who sat for JAMB UTME exams, right now they're all about post-UTME. So we needed to give them a break so they can concentrate. For those persons who believe that they still stand a chance of gaining JAMB UTME admission.
You know, I asked the question because some listener could begin to feel this one will hear their voice all the time.
Yeah.
Are you sure what they say is real? So you giving this explanation should tell someone that there's actually a timetable that you people work with. You're not on your own. You have
Exactly.
supervisions. That's the right word, right?
Supervisory body.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So You have that, so you work with a guide.
It is valid for 3 to 7 years. So that means you can use it over and over and over as the case may be. So, I mean, there's nothing as beautiful as this when it comes to securing admission in Nigeria.
Your physical address and contact.
Okay, so our office is number 14 Railway Close behind Nightel, D-Line Garrison. 14 Railway Close behind Nightel, D-Line Garrison. You can call us on 0706 786 6444, 0706 786 6444, or you call 0703 263 4708, 0703 263 4708.
All right. You said registration is ongoing.
Exactly. Registration is currently ongoing for everybody who is interested in this program. Now, there is no age limit. I hear that a few persons that have called said, oh, my child just concluded the WAEC exams. Can he apply with awaiting result? Of course, you can. So if you're interested in the program and you're using your awaiting result, because, one of the requirements for this program is you need to have your O-level of 5 credits, including maths and English. Okay. And then you also need to have your NIN. You also need to make sure that there are no discrepancies in your name. But then you can enroll for the program while you're sorting all of this issue. And you need your passport photograph for you also to enroll for this program. So right now, registration is ongoing. There's no age limit for those persons who enrolled for JAM, who tried to enroll for JAM UTME this year, and they said, oh, you're not up to 16, you cannot enroll. Come and enroll for this program. Come next year that you're going to be 16, you'll be able to gain admission to university. So what that means is, for those of your friends that left you or that are likely going to be gaining admission this year, you're not missing out on anything, because come next year when they are going to 200 level, you all meet them in 200 level.
So we know that people listen to us from all over the world. There are people listening to us from very far away from River State.
Exactly.
So if they wanted to enroll, is there room for them?
Yes. So we try to provide accommodation for people far and near, because over time we've come to understand it's not just people who are far away that wants to stay in the hostel, right? Some persons also want to wants to stay in the hostel. For those of them that are near, some parents will tell you, oh, I want my child to stay in the hostel because I want him or her to concentrate. So now we provide accommodation for people far and near, and of course it's within the school environment, so you don't need to worry yourself. The environment is very safe and secure. Accommodation is very, very, in fact, our fee is very flexible and affordable, because we allow you to pay it in installments, right? And currently, like I've said, registration is ongoing. There's no reason why you want to go into the university and you're unable to make your JAM. Some persons have written JAM 2-3 times and they still are unable to gain admission into the university. I mean, it's better you try alternative to JAM UTME programs like this, that you don't need your JAM UTME or post-UTME for you to enroll. You just do the program, and then by next day you should be in 200 level. Now, our office is at number 14 Railway Close behind Nightel, D-Line Garrison. You can call us on 0703 263 4708, 0703 263 4708, or you call 0706 786 6444, 0703 786 6444.
So how authentic are these programs?
Okay, now for IJMB and JUPEP programs, these are alternatives to JAM UTME programs, like I said. And these programs are programs that were introduced by the federal government to help cushion the effect of university admission. Now, what that means is, over the years, like I said earlier, we've had students who have written JAM a couple of times and they've been unable to gain admission into the university. Now the federal government introduced this program to say, oh, there are many ways to kill a rat. You've tried this way, it's not working, let's try this other way, which I believe it's going to work. So these programs were introduced to help cushion the effect of university admission. Now I know that some persons listening to me also say, oh, in Nigeria we know that JAM is the only body that gives admission. How possible is it that I do not need JAM for me to gain admission into the university? Now these are JAM direct entry programs. What that means is in Nigeria, we have two types of JAM. We have the JAM UTME. JAM UTME is the regular one that everybody knows. That when you pick, when you're done with secondary school or you want to go into university, oh, I want to pick JAM form. That JAM form you're picking is JAM UTME form because it gives you 100 level admission.
Okay.
And then we have JAM direct entry. I'm not
Go
done.
on. Okay.
And then we have JAM direct entry. Now, for JAM direct entry, you do not need JAM UTME exams. You do not also need post-UTME. In fact, for JAM direct entry, you're not writing any JAM-based exam. The certificate you get at the end of these programs, that's what you're going to be using to apply for your admission into the university. And of course, the programs are accredited by NUC. You can take it to any university and study any course of your choice. You know that you can even use it to study abroad for those persons that want to study abroad.
All right. Guarantees, lastly, before we go. Are there guarantees for candidates, those that come through
Premium Privacy? Now, the beautiful thing is doing the program in Premium Privacy. I don't want to call names, but I've had people who have come to the office who have done the program in this particular institution, and I feel like my interests were not prioritized and all of that. The beautiful thing about doing this program is doing the program and gaining your desired admission into your choice university. And over the years, Premium University have seen that students are very picky when it comes to their choice of university, and we do not try to convince students to move away from their choice of university or their choice course. But then if there is need for guidance, we try to make sure that we'll guide you and say, oh, because this is our ninth year in this field, we believe we know what is going to be best when it comes to all of those things. So Premium Universities have partnered with fleets of universities. Now we're trying to make admission a lot easier for those persons who are looking for doing this program and wants to go into the university. So the university here, our fee are very affordable and flexible. You can call us on 0703 263 4708 0703 263 4708, or you call 0706 786 6444 0706 786 6444. If you think I'm talking fast, it's Kelly.
Mrs. Precious, thank you so much for your time.
Bye.
All right, stay with us. Our conversation will begin shortly.
Today 95.1 FM, where news meets insight, sports meets passion, and entertainment meets excellence. Expert analysis from seasoned professionals and our top analysts, informing, educating, and entertaining you. Your voice, your station. We are the voice of the people.
All right. Thank you all for staying with us. Thank you. For now, Daniel Momo, our public affairs analyst, a strategic planner, and a travel consultant, joins us. He stepped out to attend to business. And Mr. Emmanuel Indukwe, our in-house analyst, makes a return to the studio after the one-day absence. Okay? So I greet both of them. Good morning. When they come, they can respond. I'm sure they can hear me from wherever they are. When they get here, they can respond. We read a number of stories to you this morning. Let me just call out the headlines of the stories we read to you, okay? Troops rescue 10 abducted NECO candidates and teachers in Borno State. That's one. 76 ISWAP commanders surrender to Nigerian military. That is two. Politicians steal result sheets, risk lives. Let me add what I want to add. Politicians who steal result sheets risk lives of INEC staff. Amechi is warning. Several students abducted as terrorists invade Borno School. This is another story we read to you this morning. INEC has uploaded Peter Obi's name on portal. NDC national leader, that's Saraki Dixon, speaking there. We hope we don't hear another thing tomorrow. From the Vanguard newspaper, we brought you a U.S. disclosure on neutralize 199 jihadis refers to May operation. DHQ, that is Defense Headquarters, is providing clarification. We listened to the senior official when he made the statement, okay? The part that beats me is said they had to seize a number of their communication gear, that is the eSwap communication gadgets, and they left with it to the United States. That's the part I'm still wondering about. So let me listen to this part. The operation yielded the largest cache of enemy electronic equipment recovered since September 11, 2001 attacks. We needed an extra plane to bring home all the electronic material. See, we needed an extra plane to bring home all the electronic material that were captured in those camps. The haul was 3 times bigger than any enemy electronics haul since 9/11. That is priceless because none of our experts are taking apart all of that information. Okay? Yeah, because now our experts are taking apart all of that information, looking at how ISIS is communicating with each other. He said the intelligence recovered would strengthen efforts to dismantle ISIS networks, stressing that the administration had adopted a more aggressive counterterrorism strategy. So that's it. Is it because of further investigation they had to take it with them to the US? I don't know. I'm just these are just thoughts. I don't know if anyone is thinking about the same thing. FG orders marketers to reduce fuel price. So this is Heineken Lukobri speaking here. You read the actual story, there's no order. The actual story, there's nowhere he gave an order. He only mentioned the need for NMDPRA to look at how consumers are not exploited, even in a deregulated market. FEC reforms NYC to be heard by civilians. So this is another story we read to you. How these reforms would happen, I guess we have to wait to find out. But the Minister of Youth has been speaking on this, the need to reform the NYC and so on and so forth. Atiku raises alarm that they are coming for us, alleges plot of a fresh issue to arise in the ADC instigated by the ruling government, according to Atiku. The cable, Taiwo Oidele, FG engaging oil marketers, regulators to ensure market-reflective fuel prices. So this is the Minister for Finance speaking on the same issue Heineken Lukobri spoke on. In this case, let me see if I can get that closing line. We're working to strike a balance between ensuring operators remain commercially viable and protect Nigerians from unfair pricing. Why so? Often, marketers are quick to raise pump prices when crude oil prices increase because of replacement costs, but slower to reduce prices when crude prices fall due to existing inventory. Court orders INEC to register ADA as political party, release access codes within 72 hours. So we also brought you this story, which is our last story. So, Mr. Ndukwe, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
You had breakfast?
Well, I don't. It's not for me.
You don't believe them?
I don't believe them because I eat when I want, not before or after.
Well, being that you're an elder, it's difficult for me to argue with you because you have the benefit of experience on your side. So I can't begin to argue. Yesterday we had this conversation when the FCCPC raised it. In fact, we've been talking about it for the past actively 4 days. We talked about it on Thursday. We talked about it on Friday. I have literally been talking about it like every other day. It's the reason I actively follow the developments in the Middle East between Iran and the US. It's oil price that is making me follow it. Oil price. Because we've seen the impact real time. So as one person is tweeting or posting, another person is saying something, prices begin to fluctuate. It goes up, it comes down. But price has relatively stayed low. In fact, it has gone back to pre-war era. And we're not saying it. I do understand the calculation that Taiwo is talking about here, which he says marketers are often quick to raise pump prices when crude oil prices increase because of replacement costs. And that's what we talked about as well. if we don't increase it, we won't be able to go back to the market. So we pay for it. We take a shave because of that. But they are slower to reduce prices when crude oil prices fall due to existing inventory. So, okay, we bought this one a little higher. We bought it higher. So if we reduce the price, we will run at a loss. But whether you buy high or you buy low, we don't have the option. The consumer does not have the option. So he says, we're working to strike a balance between ensuring operators remain commercially viable and protect Nigerians from unfair prices or pricing. For me right now, it's not even the marketers that we should be looking at. It's the main people, NNPCL, those that import, and Dangote. Those are the ones you should be looking at. So if your inventory is high, you mean it's until you sell off that inventory that you're going to reduce the price. And we take a shave when price is high. We also take a shave when price is low because you want to maintain profit.
Well,
I
Kelly,
frankly don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense to me anymore.
Yeah, it will be very difficult indeed for anybody to understand. However, I think that they have tangible reasons for behaving the way they choose along this line. Because sometimes, if for instance now the price is low and it goes up, they'll act with the speed of light to start selling the new price, which of course gives them much profit. But if it comes low after buying at high price, Kelly, truly they'll be thinking about their loss. If they come back immediately to mirror the essence of that time, the amount, it will not be all that very easy for them. So I think sometimes we maybe also think about exactly why they are behaving the way they are doing. But as for the promise of telling these people,
It's a Nigerian thing. I think it's a global thing, the economics of it, but it's really not making any sense to me. Let me introduce Dr. C.J. Chinwo, who is a legal practitioner, a law teacher, a public affairs analyst, a writer, and he lives in Nigeria. Doctor, good morning. Welcome.
Kelly, good morning. I live in Nigeria where you say things are not making sense.
This one is even a global issue because I've been mentioning how Trump the other day passed a note to oil companies in the US to ensure that their prices fall. But usually they won't say anything. In fact, that's an economy where if the president pushes too hard, they'll take him to court. And the court will likely give a judgment in their favor to say, well, these are the realities. But one of the things that for me is compelling, making their arguments a little infantile, is simple. Price did not just fall. What times? Why must we still be buying petrol at 1,200 naira per liter?
I bought 1,230 as I was coming. Kelly, well, the point is that the businessman sets out from the time he started investing to make profits. He didn't set out to be a social welfare proponent. So profit drives him, and he will protect his territory to make sure that under no circumstance will he be at a loss. So what happens in a society where government is serious, maybe like what you said Trump tried to do, is to regulate effectively. But if you can't regulate effectively, when people see that you guys are regulating, you're even increasing charges. If those people who sell petrol tell you, the problem is not the price of the petrol they import or the buy. The charges, formal and informal charges in this country make business a tough thing to operate. So even if the government says, oh, prices have come down, the man who is stopping the tanker at Rumokoro Junction to collect 10 naira, did he stop? They are different sets of people that make business tough to operate. They don't. So and then again, if a man goes to buy a tanker of fuel of 33,000 liters, it will have to, it will not, it will, it's only when he finishes before he goes back again. So it is the price that at which he bought and started retailing that he will keep on until that whole batch finishes. He wouldn't, because price as fuel, crude oil price has come down now to $75. If it was 85 when he bought, it will be until he finishes and then goes back to buy fresh refined product, maybe from a new batch of crude too, which they sold at 75, that he would change his price. That is just market economy. So these are the factors. No matter how the government intervenes, sometimes the government you are now making the business more difficult, and government doesn't want to be accused of making business difficult to. So it keeps tolerating, or even when it makes the announcements for the public, it knows that there's a limit of enforcement. So I think these are some of those factors that we have to understand. Like I said, I've done some study and some involvement in a retail business, and I know that it is not as easy as me and you would think that, oh, the man who was dropping the bag of rice just said that the price is now 50,000 naira. But the one the retailer is selling, he bought it at 70,000 naira. And the retailer will not just go immediately now to go and buy 50,000. He will finish this one he bought. As a matter of fact, if he has a way of not letting people know that the wholesale price are contact, he will let them know. No, not let them know. So they will come and buy from him. Because otherwise he's at a loss. And the same people will tell him, this man started business, he couldn't succeed. These are some of the things that we need to learn, or maybe which we have not really articulated fully. But that's why you hear our trading people in this country, the Igbos, who are acknowledged for that, they do apprenticeship. That's what the apprenticeship is about. It's not whether you know how to sell. These are some of the things you have to, unwritten rules you will learn. Otherwise, your shop will be stopped today, and you sold it out tomorrow, and you have come to ground zero. The next is saying, which is where they are. No, the agreement my business operate. No, these are basic unwritten rules that you must learn, and that's what what happens. So I don't blame them so much.
Mr. Momo, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We're talking about the federal government statement. Maybe to find a way. For me, last time we were talking about exploitation. You say it's exploitation, and I try to strike a balance that is global. Seem to be economics. I think that's what Dr. Chinwo is also explaining. Maybe it's local economics. But we're still here. If we, let me read Taiwo's statement. Marketers are often quick to raise pump prices when crude oil prices increase because of replacement costs, but slower to reduce prices when crude oil prices fall due to existing inventory. You still think it's exploitation?
You know,
because me, it's becoming it's irritating to me now.
Okay, if it's irritating, then it means it's not economics.
You know, it could actually be economics.
No, that's not economics. This is man in humanity to man. And when you take reason away from a man, the man becomes an animal. Okay, what are the mathematical calculations as of today that they are still selling that fuel at the rate of 1,220 something? Dangote, when those things happen, at every Friday, be sure that there will be an increment of a minimum of 100 naira. Now he's going 70 naira and all of this. What mathematics are they doing? What calculation? And can they show to the world to say, when they were still buying the crude at 100 and something naira, they are still selling in between 1.3 to 1.4. But today it has fallen to below 75. And still, we are foot dragging. What is free in that market economy? What's free in the market economy? When they say free market economy, what's free there? It's a thin line between exploitation and economics. It's becoming irritating. That's why everyone is saying it. Because people do not understand anymore why you should have those prices where they are. And so we should begin to question before economics. You are a human being. We should begin to question why do you still have this? For what? Oh, in anticipation that Iraq and US will still continue their war? What exactly? But these persons are quick to say, oh, because of replacement costs. There is a name for that, but no name for what should reduce it immediately.
There's a name sooner.
There is no
existing
name.
inventory.
Existing inventory. That's what they call old stock in the local palace. Okay.
Thank God you know.
Since we are since about 2 weeks ago now, we are still selling old stock. Dangote has not produced new. No new this thing has been supplied to him. And so again, this is the idea that we must also now begin to question monopoly in Nigeria. Yes, we now begin to reason.
No, how about NNPCL? NNPCL, so they've not
See, NNPCL, where are they producing? What production capacity can they match Dangote?
But they're importing. Are they not importing?
No, they're not importing currently.
License. It's license. Look, saying give you license to other persons, blah, 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 blah. His argument is that it's against what is in the PIA. That's a matter to be discussed in court.
No, see, the bottom line of all of this grammar is that though if you give these marketers the opportunity to import fuel, you're going to kill Dangote refinery. That's the meaning. If you bring fuel
that is your reading of it.
Yes, that's the reading. So why is in the forefront fighting it?
It's not the reason. It is your reason.
Of course, that's my reason. Why would he go to court if he knows that imported fuel will not kill his refinery? So we should begin to question again. There's this thing called the place where you come from. He's a Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
First, even before the Dangote refinery, can he not sit down and also say how Nigerians feeling regarding these issues? So for me, there's no reason. Long ago, there's no reason why we still have. The president of America said it now. Okay, what is the reason why they're still keeping that at that level? So for me, there is nothing holding. Non market anything is holding anything.
So that being the case, when we come back, we'll explore what the government can do now that the government is speaking. What then can they do? Go for the news, come back and continue. Please stay with us.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
A very good morning to you. Here's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kelly Ikemenjima. The Federal Executive Council FEC, led by President Bola Tinubu, has approved a series of massive financing arrangements totaling approximately $2.96 billion, 200 million euros, and 215 billion naira. According to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oedele, the funds drawn from 14 memoranda are strategically targeted at transportation, agriculture, power, infrastructure, and small businesses. Oedele also addressed public concerns regarding rising fuel pump prices, stating that the government was actively engaging petroleum marketers and regulators to ensure fair market operations. The finance minister therefore urged transport operators utilizing the government-subsidized vehicle conversion kits to pass these savings on to the commuters by reducing fares rather than charging the same rates as petrol-powered vehicles. The Community Court of Justice of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has officially launched its Electronic Case Management System, ECMS. Speaking at the official launch in Abuja, the Chief Registrar of the ECOWAS Court, Uro Sama, said the system represents a transformational leap for the judiciary. Urosama also stated that despite administrative, procurement, and technical hurdles, the successful launch of the ECMS underscores the court's strategic dedication to efficiency, modernization, and judicial excellence. He added that the platform will restructure case management by eliminating delays and bottlenecks while enhancing transparency through real-time access to case information for stakeholders. The African Democratic Congress ADC vice presidential candidate Rotimi Amechi has accused politicians of stealing result sheets at polling unit level, warning that the act puts INEC ad hoc staff at risk. The former Rivers State governor, while addressing a youth group, said unit level counting is where election fraud often starts. He alleged that politicians seize result sheets and threaten INEC officers, insisting that some parents must stop their children from taking ad hoc jobs if they cannot be protected. Amechi urged voters to insist on witnessing vote counting at polling units and demanded that results be uploaded before INEC officials leave. The ADC running mate, who said he's been in politics since 1987, also argues that transparency at the unit level is key to credible polls. On the foreign scene, the U.S. Supreme Court has refused to take up President Donald Trump's appeal, seeking to overturn a $5 million civil verdict awarded a writer, Jane Carroll. Carroll sued Trump after he publicly called a rape allegation hoax and a con job in a 2022 social media post. In 2023, a Manhattan jury found Trump liable for sexually abusing Carroll and for defamation and awarded her $5 million in damages. Trump's legal team argued that the trial was unfair, noting that the judge wrongly allowed jurors to hear testimony from two other women who had made similar sexual misconduct claims against him decades earlier. However, the Manhattan-based Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the verdict in 2024, saying the evidence showed a repeated, idiosyncratic pattern of conduct that matched Carroll's account. This is separate from another case in which a jury awarded Carroll an additional $83.3 million for defamation over Trump's 2019 denial of her claims. And that is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Dropping a cube, let the flavors flow. Watch every meal, steal the show. Terra, ooh, Terra. Aroma rising, filling the room. Turning dinners a joy to consume. Terra, ooh, Terra.
Terra Cube, unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Golden Terra oil, pure soya oil. Golden Terra oil, pure soya oil. Rice or stew, beans or yam. Golden Terra oil, flex it right, fry or grill, stir or flip. Taste and goodness hit the spot. Mom's love shining through the meal. Nourishing food for family well-being. Indulge and wine with family too. Golden Terra oil cares for you. Golden Terra oil, for pure love.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
All right, thank you all. Thank you for staying with us. We have guests in the studio this morning from Living Faith Uzoba. Good morning, sirs. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Kindly introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name is Pastor Nelson Ibe.
Okay,
I'm from Living Faith Church Ozoba, Port Harcourt.
What has brought you here today?
Okay, so I'm here to just enlighten the teeming public about our forthcoming business seminar holding today.
Today?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is organized by Living Faith Church?
Yes, please. The Youth Alive Fellowship of the church itself.
That's the youth wing of the church?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
What's the seminar about? What are the key areas it will cover?
Okay, so the seminar is literally about projecting three key areas. One is people who want to pursue their academic structure beyond just the borders of Nigeria. People who want to have more knowledge about how would I push myself overseas with regards to education.
Okay.
So one, we are going to throw the window open for teaming youth per se or the general public who have interest in pursuing academic excellence beyond
In other words, studying abroad.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so that's one.
Yes, one. Then the other two is we're going to empower small, medium businesses, small scale businesses. I would put it that way.
Can I ask the kind of empowerment and perhaps
So
the range?
what is a business grants to business?
Okay.
Yes, to growing businesses. And then the third one basically
not like the remittables.
No, not actually, not that kind of grant. But we actually going to first mentor people, and then actually pick up businesses that have weaknesses in some areas with regards to finance. With regards to finance, yes, please. And then thirdly is the one that would interest a whole lot of people, much more specifically because it covers beyond just being a youth. It moves to the range of being those people in the civil service a bit. So we're going to talk about how do you manage your finance? Do you have a proper retirement plan? What is your plan after active service? Or are you in service? You don't have a savings plan. So we're going to highlight insurance scheme. We are going to highlight mutual funds. We are going to highlight the available shares that you can purchase. So this particular segment is going to be partnered with Zenith Bank. All right. So it's going to be very, very interesting today. So looking forward to see the whole, if not literally almost everyone in Port Harcourt there today.
So the session is in partnership with Zenith Bank?
Yes, each of the sessions actually.
Each of the sessions?
I just highlighted. Sessions. Yes, please.
So Zenith Bank is part of the entire thing?
Yes, please. But they are focused literally on the third part that I just mentioned.
Okay, the options for retirees,
yes,
civil servants, investment options,
yes,
and all
please.
of those things.
Yes,
so
please.
Zenith Bank is actively powering that part.
Yes, please.
Okay. It's today, you said?
Yes, please, by 4:30.
4:30 p.m.?
Yes, please.
Till when?
It shouldn't take more than 2.5 hours, actually.
It shouldn't take more than 2.5 hours?
Yes, please.
So let's say 4:30 till, say, 7 p.m.?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in that session, that single session, students or would-be interested persons, right?
Yes, please.
Seeking admission overseas can come and learn how they can do that.
Yes, please. So we are going to actually give them a platform which they don't normally have. One of the platforms is how do they go about the consulting processes. People have a whole lot of ideas in their head. How do I go about? What are the basic questions I need to actually ask to get answers? Where do I begin from? So those basic know-hows of where do I start from is going to be highlighted. So one of the key things we are bringing to that segment is we have a consulting firm who handles overseas-based educational plan.
Okay.
With relationship with scholarship and all of that. So they are going to handle that section. Okay. So whatever questions the people might have, we have top-tier professionals that would actually throw more light in that regard, please.
And then you would also hold the grants for SMEs.
Okay, so the grant is more or less infused into a raffle draw kind of system. All right. So what happens is each of the sections, we have people who, after they must have registered, the event is totally free.
Okay.
But you have to register.
Okay.
So we collate names of people who must have indicated interest of participating in the seminar.
Okay.
And at the end of each of the roundtable sections, we have a mini raffle draw to project. So we say, okay, 2 or 3 persons, 1 or 2 persons in each section that must have had keen interest. We raffle up and then we say, okay, we're pushing you to this person to get mentorship in getting to understand how you should go to school in so place of interest. And then for the SMEs, we now pick the same raffle draw to actually buttress on the support scheme that we are highlighted earlier. Yes, please.
Okay, session is free.
Totally free, please. No payment.
It starts 4:30 today.
Yes, but strictly by registration, actually.
Strictly by registration.
Yes, please.
Why is that important?
Because we want to have a proper follow-up and would I say documentation process for. We don't just want to do an event and we don't have a headway.
Okay.
These are 3 key things we've highlighted. We have to follow up with people who are interested, be it in business, in money management, finance, and in the school processes at large. Yes,
So
please.
this won't be a one conference and it's done.
We were looking forward to doing it more or less like a quarterly thing, yeah. But for now, this would be like a parent program. Like we just keep starting it for this particular year, please.
Would there be follow-ups?
That's why we collected the names.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Because the information you're saying now, I'm listening to you and I'm saying to myself, this is serious stuff.
Yes, actually.
Right?
This is what people pay a whole lot of money for.
So you do one session, you do a session, right? The people may not get everything from that single session.
Yes, please.
That's why I'm asking this question.
So just to highlight it properly, each of the section has a minimum of 45 minutes.
Okay.
So, but we can't cover totally what you want to know in 45 minutes. Yes, please. So, but that is why the need for these numbers is very, very necessary.
All right.
Yes, please.
So, how can they register?
Okay. So, for people who are interested, I'm going to call out a phone number. You're going to send a message to that particular number
like
of interest. More or less like, yes, I want to attend.
Okay.
We will do a follow-up by giving you a link to a particular form which we'll use for your registration process. Totally free.
This is serious stuff.
Yes, please.
So what is the number?
So the number is 070. If you're hearing our voice, 070 31 58 9911. It's a WhatsApp number. So just send a WhatsApp a WhatsApp message. Yes, just yes to 070 315 851199. 070 315 851199. Just send a WhatsApp number to that number. Send yes to that number.
Send a message, a WhatsApp
message. Yes, a WhatsApp message to that number. 070 3158 9911. And the venue is Living Faith Church Ozoba. Just at if you're coming from Rumola or you're coming from Choba, it's just from Choba, it's after Akpo Grammar School. Okay. You see the Living Faith Church Ozoba. Okay. If you're coming from Rumola, it's after the Ozoba police station. Okay. You see the church there, Living Faith Church Ozoba. That's the venue. And this program is also not just Zenith Bank. We also have the Youth Alive Fellowship also sponsoring this very program, and also Henge Education. Okay. They are also part of the sponsors. They are also part of the sponsors of this very program. And it's a program where every young man, every youth, youth is not by you having, maybe you're married. And I say, I'm not a youth. Youth, as long as you're working, as long as you have the ability to do things, you're a youth, you're a young man. So everybody out there, we are living in a society where like 60, our leaders...
Like 60.
60 as if you can take maybe an hour walk, you're a young man. If you're so if you're a young man hearing our voice, we are living in a society where our leaders, the only opportunity they want to give us is opportunity of doing kuli and corn. So this is an opportunity you need to grab. It's an opportunity you need to, in fact, don't waste time. Send yes to 070 315 589911. It's not, some people are sending SMS. It's not SMS, a WhatsApp number, please. It's a WhatsApp line.
Some
just send.
May not have it.
Yeah, because we want to send you the link.
Also,
okay. So let me help with that. Actually, we wouldn't limit this to just people who have smartphones. Yes.
So
please.
What happens then?
Please, if you don't have a smartphone to send a WhatsApp message, just kindly send an SMS. Send an SMS to that number.
How then will they receive the form?
Okay, so we have had created room for miscellaneous.
Okay.
Yes, please. Because we would have people that would invite a friend that would invite a friend.
Okay.
So we wouldn't chase people away.
All right.
Yes, please.
So
there's room for miscellaneous, please.
Okay, so the numbers we have to go now.
070 3158 9911. 070 3158 9911. And the venue is Living Faith Church Ozoba.
All right. We have to go. Thank you, sir, for making time to be here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We'll return to our conversation in a bit. Stay with us. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Stay informed, stay ahead. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM for the latest news and exciting sports updates. Your trusted source for everything you need to know. Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
All right. Panelists would return in a moment. We'll continue and conclude. Okay. I want to read some of the messages you've sent in so far. Okay. Here we go. Right Honorable Amechi should also tell Nigerians about his chief of staff, Tony Okocha, who confessed to falsifying election results in his office, please. Bro Ingo from Port Harcourt. God bless you. How many times has Mrs. Tinubu and her family eaten kulikuli as a meal this year? Does kulikuli have a place on a family menu? I pity Nigerians. Rotimi Amechi has pointed for Nigerians at a roadmap through which they can make headway come 2027. His Majesty the Third from Africa. Thank you. What Amechi said is nice, but it cannot work here in River State, where the Kingmaker has all his hatchet men in all the polling units across the 23 LGAs of the state. You dare not ask for original result shit. We saw it happen in 2023. They will flog you and you may likely lose your life in the process. I was looking at them from a distance in the last general election. May God help us. Rashid Lawal from NTA Road in Boba. Why is the Sultan of Sokoto angry over remarks of the clergy as he or any other emir condemned what killer headsmen do across the country? There's a good percentage network coverage in Nigeria, and what will be the reason for adult staff not to upload? There is no threat in that statement. Mr. Dennis, thank you. Concerning NYSC reform, for me, if the FG is very sincere to carry out this reform, they should allow our children do their service in their own state of origin. The FG should not close their eyes on the important fact insecurity in the country has placed our children on high risk, and many have lost their lives in the process. This is from Jay Amadi from Ozuoba. Your contribution, sir. Thank you. Amechi's comment, a common threat tried amongst many politicians in Nigeria. Recall in 2015 general election, someone here told the ad hoc staff and the electoral officers to ride their wheel if they dare to rig election. So your rhetorical question, if it's a recipe, etc., or a danger to ordinary Nigerians, yes, ordinary Nigerians, even opponents over time, have always paid the ultimate price. Until agencies are allowed to do the right things, some would ultimately resort to self-help as options. Kanu, your contribution. Thank you. Atiku Salam, I appeal to the presidency and the judiciary to be careful and not allow every party and to allow every party a level playing field to participate, and people should freely choose their leaders through the ballot uninterrupted. Mr. Uju, that's your contribution. Amechi, if Amechi thinks election results will be uploaded at the unit, sorry. PVCs have exchanged hands with 25K for purposes of rigging. Mama, that's interesting. Quite the finding there. Well, elections, a lot of things unexpectedly happen. One begins to wonder. Anyway, let me read some of your WhatsApp contributions, because I want to find out what our guests think the government can do, or if they are doing, in this our fuel price matter. Give me a moment trying to load your WhatsApp messages this morning. So let's see how quickly that can happen. All right, so it's taking a bit of a moment for us to get those messages drop. Okay, see them drop now. And that's because the data was off. That's why the messages are just dropping. Okay. What's this one? So I said, good morning, Kelly. Please stop wondering where the funds are coming from. Madam Tinubu has been rolling out the money her family has been making from their akara, roast corn, and kulikuli business. So much money. Emeka from Kelga. If that's the case, and then they are giving you their own personal money, that's a problem now. My dear, this is not for this session. Okay, I think I have to allow the messages settle, and then we can read them. Evans from Igruta. Okay, this is for the football show earlier in the morning. This one. Louis from Rupoko, scrapping military drills from NYC. That's not what they have said. Unless you have that information. I don't have that information. Louis from Rupoko, I have left you. Let's see if we can do another one. Urging citizens to start Akara Kon Kulikuli business. I ask how many of her relationships and relatives are into the business of Akara etc. Remi Tinubu, for me, you and your APC government, led by your husband, have failed in the coming 2027 election. Engineer Madi Soki for Ruma Parali Akbo community. All right, thank you, sir. The last one for now. I would advise everybody in northern Nigeria to withdraw their children from schools because of continuing kidnapping by Islamic terrorists. Engineer Ade Taju from Choba, he sent this message. All right, let's return. Let me go to Dr. Chinwo, who is always the first to arrive after a break.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm waiting for my certificates of good conduct.
So now that we've established that this is a practice for business people, when the government talks about finding a way, what do you think the government can do?
What the government can do is to create the environment for people, businesses, small-scale businesses to thrive. See, if a nation, or just like an individual, if you are not producing, you are susceptible to a whole lot of flaws in the economic system, or what we consider exploitation. So that actually is the situation. Nigeria is not a producing. We used to be productive, and when we were, some of these things didn't really affect us as we have today. But today, Kelly, every productive base is shutting down. From the person, even from the people who are selling the akara, Mrs. Tinubu is talking about, to the person who things will work normally. So when we make us a productive nation, we will not be subject to these things. Now, if, for instance, Dangote now is the only man whose petroleum refinery is working. Even the government one is not working. So Dangote will tell you the challenges he's facing. Cyprian Ekwesu wrote in his book, Burning Grass, say, a fish came out of the river and said, Crocodile has one eye. Who was there with him? So if Dangote tells us this is what it's costing to run his business, this is what it will cost to sustain it, this is what Nigeria will cost, it will cost Nigeria to remain, we have to keep paying the price. We have to keep paying the price. Money making is has such a tendency that when you start making it, you begin to see it as an end, even if it's not an end. And so you may say, what does Dangote need the money for? It's an end. The people he's talking with, the people he's meeting with are those who are competing for who will be the richest boy in town. So he's not going to think in the humanitarian way you and me would think. He's not going to think for charity. So the best he can do is to make sure that the only charity a businessman does is to make sure that you're able to come and buy from him. You're able to steal petrol, because if you don't petrol, it stops. So he creates enough room for you to be able to do that. So government should please help us and think for us to be productive, and some of these things will stop.
Mr. Momo, what do you think the government, when they say they are finding a way, Heineken, the Cobra is charging NMDPRA to ensure that the regulation does not mean exploitation. In the present reality, what do you think the government may be doing?
One, put pressure.
Put pressure?
Yes, put pressure on the producers, the marketers, to even have a human face. That's one. Two, there are agencies saddled with checking and knowing that's why they are created. The NMDPR.
NMDPR.
Yes, and then the FCCPC they should check the books. What the FCCPC did one time in the aviation sector, remember, the books were opened and all, and some persons were actually later credited for delayed fare and stuffs like that. So pressure and the regulatory agencies, those who are in charge of such, should go after these persons and check the books. That why should we still have some of these things? Because Nigeria has part of the crew that we still give to Dangote. That business still runs. So what is the issue? So we have a right to also question him and ask what are the issues and why are we still selling even higher than pre-Iran US war. So what is happening? We were selling at that time was between 700 to 800.
It was 800 plus.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's summary between, one time to when marketers announce that we have this thing on Dangote will suddenly reduce. So we were hovering within 750 to about 850. So what now happened that we are still struggling and dragging and running as a snail between 1,350 and 1,250? What's happening? So I think pressure on the regulatory agencies can put something significant on these people to reduce their prices.
Living Gifton Jamala is a private legal practitioner, head of legal Berlin Properties. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Morning. Good morning,
you can sit there now. When he comes, we relocate.
No problem. I'm okay like this.
You're afraid to sit there.
Is that an issue again?
I think now he's the one looking.
Are you afraid to sit there?
He's looking for Wasbos this morning.
No, where does the word afraid comes from?
No, because if it's me now, he has replied now. So let me ask him: are you afraid to sit there?
I respect my elders. So when a seat is reserved for an elder.
Okay, so I'm the one who doesn't have respect for elders.
I don't know. I speak of myself.
But his name is not written on the chair.
Customarily, we are aware of it. It has become
on the seat of principal members or head of family.
Yes.
Whether he's there or not, unless he's dead.
It's remained there.
And even he's dead, unless you are the one to replace him.
Okay. The last time we had this conversation, he accused me of being the regulator. He told me that for the fact that I was talking about it, I was beginning to sound like the regulator.
No, I said you
kept it in your mind since
yes, now.
I said you had the information to which you are giving is to the fact that you seem to be. It does appear that you are part of the regulators.
Did I say anything different from what you just said?
No, when you say it, I directly called you the regulator.
Well, I am reading my own meaning into what you said.
That is what you tell the public.
No, I'm reading my own meaning into what you said. And you choose to call me the regulator. You see that from when we had that conversation till now, it's still being talked about.
That was last week.
It's still being talked about as a major issue. That the government has now equally come out to say, well, we're trying to see what we can do. Do you believe them? That
what powers does the government have? Are they going to rescind on their decision or their already celebrated phrase that the market is being regulated by forces of whatever? That the government have no hand in regulating the prices of petroleum products because they have deregulated. So can Minister for State Petroleum tell oil marketers to reduce their price? Can he tell what is his name, Dangote, to reduce their price? He's no longer working on the forces of the market. Allow them now. We have an NDP-URC that is not working.
No
NUDPRC.
There's NMDPRA.
Yes.
There's no pring.
Yes.
And there's NNDPRC. So which one are you talking about?
NUDPRC.
Which is NUDPRC? NMDPA. That's a downstream sector.
That is the one I'm making reference to.
Hey. Have you eaten?
If I've eaten?
Yeah.
Does he have something to do?
Sir Daniel Momo talked about this morning. When he said there is a very thin line. There is a very thin line between exploitation. What is the right other word you use, sir?
And the market economy.
And the economics, the market economics you talk about. It has been in our system to look for a way on how to undo the other. So why are we focusing on the petroleum sector alone?
Well, at least for now, it's the one that is in front of us.
It is.
We'll be sovereign. I know that you're in the elite class, so you're not affected by how much petrol costs at the pump.
Kelly, if you're not,
he even said it here the other day. He said it here the other day that when he goes to the station, he doesn't check the pumps. He just tells them, put inside my car.
Checking the pump will give you heart attack.
I do understand that you're in that class. Not an issue. No problem.
Kelly, for security reasons, please. Kelly, calm down. For security reasons, some of these things, when you say it casually.
Yes.
But it has a very serious security implication.
Which is?
That I could be a target.
Of who?
Please be careful of how you elevate people to a place that they are not.
The number of SMS that will come for help, he doesn't want it to come.
Please be very, very careful.
Okay, no.
I am looking for a destiny helper. Here you are saying I belong to the elitists. Be careful, Kelly.
This one, eh?
Please be careful. See my hands.
This one.
See my hands.
He's in the group of the elite. It's not elite. It's elite.
See my hands.
He's in the higher degree. But nonetheless, the reason we're having this conversation is because of what is in front of us.
Yeah.
They say crude oil prices spiked. Yes, it did. We felt the impact instantly at the pumps. Prices are falling gradually, and it's taking them forever.
But do you know this is a first? I'm still asking. This is the first time Nigerians are happy when the the price of crude oil is falling down.
No.
Yes, this is the first time.
Maybe you're just observing.
This is the Kelly. When we used to have SS crude accounts in Nigeria, is it because
what windfall?
You know our budget. You know the budget was budgeted at 70.
Projected.
Yes, there's a windfall of almost about 5 point something trillion as at last week. That belongs to the federation.
They made a lot of money, right?
They made a lot of money, but they have not shared it and all of that.
That's not my business. Because the ones they've been sharing, I would say the impact.
Kelly, you're just thinking like me.
But ordinarily that money ought to move to the SS crude account.
No.
See, I don't know where it's moving to. All the ones they've been sharing, I still pay for light high. They are shouting revenue. I still pay for light high. I still pay VAT high. I do light token. There's VAT on it.
VAT has increased.
I still pay VAT on light token now.
VAT is not 7.5.
No, 7.5 now.
7.5.
I didn't say it has increased. I say I still pay for VAT now. Every token I buy, there's VAT. I go and recharge phone. I send money to somebody. There's VAT. So there are plenty ways they are collecting money from me.
No, there are plenty ways you are fulfilling your social.
There are plenty ways the government is collecting money from me. Right. So in trying to explain the regulation to Mr. Jamal.
You explain to him. Who told you he doesn't know?
Allow him. Let us count the cruise now. I'm not interviewing him. What you like it? Kelly, go on.
We're done, right?
Yes. Yes, I know he likes boosting that no one can answer.
What is it? Yeah.
It's not his responsibility to answer questions.
Okay.
It's not your fault at all. What do you think the government can do in this situation?
Situation of these pump prices.
Yes. If they say they are doing something, the Kobri is speaking. Time Waidele, Petroleum Minister State for Oil, and Minister of Finance, both of them speaking. What can happen?
Kelly, they have to be on the beam. In other words, let them be on where they should be, because when in the first place they are coming to marketers to force them, I don't understand. I have said that before. If they are coming to marketers, I think they should revert their attention on Dangote, NNPCL, and of course those who are importers of premium, whatever they call that. Now, if you are now directing your attention wrongly on marketers, I don't understand. However, I think that's what they can do to make sure that whoever is involved is now made. It's not only this oil issue. a lot of things need government intervention in this nation. For instance, before I can remember when we had a price control board. Some people, because of avarice, when Daniel Momo is talking about man's humanity to man, it's true there are humans who have bad mind, who want to be exploiting their fellow humans always. They exist. However, government could check those people. Now, at that time, you see some individuals come into the market, you won't know that they are government agents in terms of this price control board. They will come, be listening, they will swoop on some people, some traders, who will plead and plead and plead and start selling the real price that government has put on something. But if such measures were not taken, they will be going high and high and high. But government seem to have completely rested on such issues. So if they will start with this oil, because temporarily, that's the way I look at Iran and American truce. I look at it temporarily because there are breaches here and there, and spontaneously something could go sour again. Now, if for now that price has come down, the war has seemed to have ended, the price come down, we are complying with it, and government is thinking that our nation is not complying at all. Let us force whoever it might be, but let it be the relevant people that indeed could bring down that price. That's just what I'm saying. And I think that's the only thing they can do. That is if they will be serious on that too, because it can be made as a pronouncement and they won't implement it.
You already say you don't believe them now.
I don't, Kelly. I don't.
That's your government.
No, they are. I've not stripped them of that particular position. They are government, certainly. And even God said, I should respect them. The only area I will not respect is when they are bringing up policies that will conflict with that of God. If not, I'll give them my dues.
All right. Is Remi Tinubu a victim of the new social media age, where we take a part of our speech, amplify it, blow it up, abuse her, call her names without listening to the entire thing? Because after the fiasco at the weekend, when she said Akara and stuff, the full thing was released by some media aides and groups where she said, because clearly she said, well, we've done a lot of things, we've been giving out a lot of money, support in these areas, agriculture and stuff. Even for the elderly, we had to consider the elderly, and then we made grants available for them in doing stuff like Akara business, encouraging them not to be idle. I think that's what she said, not to be idle. So that's the full thing in context. You think that we've been overly critical of our remarks about the Akara, Kuli, and what's the last one? Roast corn. Mr. Momo.
Yes, he's not victim of anything. Is the opposition.
The opposition.
Yes, amplifying all of these things without first looking in detail in the past 3 years what that woman has done. The 50,000 and all of that she said was not meant for me and you. The one that was meant for me and you was during her birthday that she used to renovate the National Library.
It does start.
Yes, they've started work on that.
They don't finish them.
No, I'm not sure if they finished.
So you are aware they started work on it?
Yes, there was one video. If I find it again, I'll forward to you.
Okay.
That one is meant for me and you. It is me and you who can go there to read. It is me and you who cannot this 50,000 naira. When they had the flood in Niger State, she gave 1 billion. When they had the issue in Benue, she gave 1 billion. When they had the issue in Plateau, I can't remember the amount of money she gave now.
Where she getting the money?
No.
That is the question. Very relevant question.
Yes,
I've been asking this question like forever.
People have a right. I think there was one time she cleared that issue on that. What was that foundation that the something women of something, I can't remember. As we're having this one, I will remember. They get donations. They get a lot of donations from
People make those donations?
Yes, from corporate bodies and all. They get those donations. It is not budget. It is not in Nigerian budget.
It's okay. Just finish.
It's not in the Nigerian budget. So, if she has been doing all of this, and then she's telling you about the class of people they needed to give, he said it's not a loan, it's a grant. This class of people,
money.
Yes, this class of people would help with 50,000 naira and do all of this. So, what is the shout all about? Have you looked back to say, wait a minute, has she done something for, excuse me, sorry, has she done something for that is far above all of this? Outside, yes. I talked about the National Library, where she said instead of going to the newspaper advertising, just give me the money. See where we're channeling the money to.
As local government chairman were compelled.
No, nobody was compelled. That was not true.
Governors were compelled.
No one was compelled. No one was compelled. Anybody should bring that evidence. He was here now. She said it on radio publicly. It was played. You even played it that day. Yes. That look, instead of going and congratulating me in newspaper, send us the money. See what we want to do with it. It was clear about that. Any local government who goes there, I think anybody can take them to court. And why would they use the local government money to go and renovate one library in Abuja when their local district probably don't even have a primary health care? So I think it's just the opposition amplifying these things. It has no meaning to me. In fact, it was when I heard it on your station again, was I think the third time. I just went, Kelly, this one are old news. I was listening. I said, probably there will be a reason why Kelly is playing this. But again, she has been very fantastic, very supportive of the women, supportive of the youth. She was not like one of the governor. Remember one of the governor in the southeast who said after childbirth they give 500 naira. You know that governor. Compare her to Remi Tinubu. That one even has a budgetary allocation attached to the state, but he gives 500 naira after childbirth. So she has been very excellent, very supportive. They raised their money to support the Nigerian people.
Okay.
And a congratulatory for me from my end here to them.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't get the question. I only heard about it. I asked the question.
But you
But you were interjecting.
No,
you were interjecting.
He was talking about the president's wife, Remy.
Is she a victim of today's social media?
Kelly, she's not. She is not. Before we ask that question, have we tried to find out if whether or not she made the statement?
Yes, she did.
So why are we going to? Was the statement was it misquoted?
Okay,
was she misquoted?
Did you hear me when I started?
Yes, I did, Kelly.
She wasn't saying all Nigerians that are unemployed should do Akara business. She talked about the things that our foundation does for Nigerians across different cadre, right? Now said they even thought about what they can do for the elderly in the society.
Kelly, that is the point I'm trying to go, because I want to ask, if Remi Tinubu has a mother who is elderly, will Remi Tinubu ask her mother to go and fry akara with 20,000 naira, start kuli with 10,000 naira?
If her mother is without anything to do, because she said those that are idle, she doesn't want anybody being idle.
See, there are set of persons that when they are idle, Kelly, you will feel for them. Feeling as in to look for something to do. You look for how to help. But there are some persons that are idle. They are not idle, they are resting. You cannot call that one idleness, but they are resting. In other words, age is no longer on their side. The strength to do those things that Tinubu's wife is asking them to go and do is not there. So whether she was misquoted or her context, the content or context of her statement was.
She doesn't give 5,000.
Excuse me now. Excuse me. You have seen now.
No, you won't correct it. You won't correct it.
He likes facts. You like making reference to facts. Where are your facts that she doesn't give 5,000?
You where?
Where's your fact?
Where's your own
Excuse-
fact that she gives 5,000?
Excuse me, you cannot ask the axon.
Oh my God.
Kelly, let's let our leaders think more positive for his people. We are not we are not down to the level that they are taking us to be.
All right.
Every child, every human, every Nigerian citizen deserves a better life.
True.
And if asking us to sell akara is that better life, then the hope is hopeless.
Dr. Chinwo.
Yeah. Well, Kali, Remi Tinubu is not a victim of social media. That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
She's rather a victim of what the APC group, which she belongs to, created. It is when these people were in opposition, if you told Tinubu, Lai Mohammed, and Remi Tinubu was in the Senate, that Lagos is Lagos because you are PDP or your government, they will tell you no, that it is SOJGAS. They were ready to deny themselves their names. They never admitted even the very obvious. And I used to say that's not the way to play opposition politics. Because you get to the point where you yourself, and they didn't know they will even become government. When you become a leader, the governor, you are going to become victim of what you're doing. And that's what's happening. What didn't these people say from Obasanjo, but particularly Jonathan? He's in terms of security, they have failed, they have been worse. In terms of the economy, they have been worse. What didn't the Lai Mohammed and his group do against President Jonathan? If President Jonathan said there is God, though, it became social media, everybody, there is God, though, Lagos. If President Jonathan said, my fellow widows, they say she have made every Nigerian a widow. So, when you now come to the power, and you expect people to suddenly become sober, you sow to the wind, and when wind is coming, you say, we will not reap. No, it doesn't happen. These are all natural laws. So that is the, but otherwise, I would have said that if she says so, because no matter what, there is no society where you're going to have everybody as rich.
True. Yes.
There's no society. If they were sincere, if they are not people who despised this yesterday when somebody else did it, I would say yes. If you said, look, I used to have an auntie, she's late now, that kept her home by frying akara.
Okay.
Even in when the economy was better. There are still people today in Port Harcourt, and thank God for women when the economy goes down. Women who are still making sacrifice. If you give them 50,000 naira to add to their akara business, they will thank you. They will thank you. So, if government...
They do make some money.
They do make some money. They will either make more. Because if that woman dealt with maybe 10 cups of beans a day, she could make it 15.
Yeah.
And then, they will thank you because they will do better. But so if government wanted to do that, you will do it as a matter of policy, not as a matter of condescension. And sometimes, the way Remi Tinubu talks, so from the time the governor, his president won, she goes to the National Christian Center and say, no, we are rich, we don't need their money. Nigerians are wondering, is it not the same person that this people that every day you are using our money, or you say you are not using our money? So there is those kind of arrogant talks to irritate people. When you are talking, people look at your demeanor, people watch your the tone of your voice and all that, and people look at the antecedents to know how much you really care. That's otherwise I would have said that she didn't say anything that is strange. See, because the other man is living in a big house, and then he remembers me and say, please take this money and pay your rent. Then I say, I won't take it after a while. Why don't you give me a big house like you're living? Then it's not right. But you see, but there's a way you will do it. My uncle will say that there's a way that pot you're using to give him food, there's a way you will insult him, he will kick that pot. You think you is going to even, but the way you sort him for doing that, demean him, he will kick that pot, let him be hungry. That is the problem we're having with some of these people. And then again, the fact that when you're also doing that, pretending to help us, it is very clear that you are giving less than crumb compared to what you're taking on duly. So that's the problem. So is this she a victim of social media? No, she's a victim of what they created. They created a government, an approach to opposition party politics of not. If you mention the obvious, they deny it. Of not giving any credit. And then so they're even lucky. I used to think those who are in the party opposition that unfortunately for APC government, the other people learned how to be in government, but the PDP and the rest were not prepared to be in opposition. Otherwise, every day I was old enough to know about Lai Muhammad. In my column, I used to write Lai Muhammad. Every kind of thing. So that is, let me leave it there, my brother.
Kelly, I don't know how anybody can blame the social media for anything who's maybe even if the attacker.
No, I'm the one blaming them now because the full thing, places a statement in clear context.
Yes. And then those people that I think what they are doing is placing it on a clear context. I don't know what they have in mind. See, Kelly, when somebody has been made hungry by way of suffering, anything another person utters, you start reading motives and the meaning into it. Nigerians, a lot of them are adults. They are seeing what the government is doing, that they are not feeding well. There's hunger in the land. And somebody is coming to tell you about kuli, about akara. It's not as if akara business is not thriving, but how much will you make from it? Kelly, when I was young, I sold akara for my mother. There's no doubt about that. And we were making money from that place. Compare that time with now. You know that, in fact, everything was all that well then. But now, no matter how you struggle, even though some people are doing it like every other duty, they are not making much money from it. And when the government in power, not only this Tinubu own, it started just like when Buhari had one particular agency. I can't remember what they were calling.
Money. Also, they're giving the 10,000.
Thank you very much.
They even get
5,000. 5,000, Kelly.
Trader money.
Thank you, trader money. That's exactly the word. Now, I was asking, what is 5,000?
That time it was money.
Kelly, no matter what, 5,000 was so small. So small. And that's what government, Lai Mohammed will come out and then parade as the achievement. And it's a continuation of Buhari administration. Because Tinubu said where Buhari stops, he will continue. And they are doing it exactly. And somebody is coming out. But let's look at this Remi Tinubu. When she said that they had money, they have it, that God has so blessed them that they won't take one kobo from government. I am asking, even though I've got maybe a shred of explanation from here about
right. Let's hold on to the
money.
We have to go for the news. When we come back, we will continue.
Okay.
Please stay with us.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good morning. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kelly Ikemenjima. Following a Federal Executive Council FEC meeting at the State House in Abuja, Minister of Works David Umahi has announced that President Bola Tinubu has approved 3.9 trillion naira for 27 major road projects. Speaking in an interview, Umahi revealed that the infrastructure developments span 15 states across Nigeria, and the approved funds cover various construction, reconstruction, and rehabilitation projects across the country. The minister also noted that the federal government has finalized the business case for the operation and maintenance concession of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Furthermore, the minister directed All failed sections of the expressway along the Ibadan axis must be reconstructed using concrete. The national leader of the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC), Seriki Dixon, has announced that the party has formally appealed the Federal High Court ruling in Abuja that invalidated its registration. In a post shared on X, Dixon revealed that following this legal action, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has granted the party access to its portal. Dixon assured that all members who showed interest will be integrated into the party's campaign teams, committees, and foundational structures. The party leader therefore urged all political figures to stand together in protecting the neutrality of vital democratic institutions, acknowledging that while these bodies are imperfect, they remain essential to preserving the country's integrity. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has recovered 38.66 billion naira in cash and assets during its ongoing probe into the alleged diversion of funds earmarked for fixing Nigeria's state-owned refineries. The commission stated that investigation centers on approximately $2.79 billion released between 2021 and 2023 to rehabilitate the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries. Investigators noted that despite these massive expenditures, there has been very little improvement in actual refinery operations. The FCC further disclosed that over 30 officials and 50 contractors have been interrogated, while arrests and prosecutions are expected to follow as new evidence comes to light. As an unofficial June 30 deadline imposed by anti-migrant factions approaches, thousands of undocumented Malawian nationals remain stranded in temporary encampments awaiting safe repatriation. The deadline follows weeks of heightened civil unrest, intimidation, and xenophobic violence directed at foreign nationals, which has resulted in at least 3 confirmed fatalities involving 2 Mozambican citizens and 1 Malawian national. The deteriorating security situation has compelled even legally documented migrants to flee due to explicit threats of violence. In response to the escalating crisis, several African governments, including Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, have initiated coordinated voluntary repatriation programs to successfully evacuate thousands of their citizens. In the meantime, South African authorities have formally condemned the violence and deployed heightened security measures ahead of scheduled anti-migrant demonstrations. And that is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Want to know what's happening? Get latest information in sports, politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
We serve you the latest update on everything. Today, 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people.
The voice of the people.
The alarms are off. The football world is awake. Every goal, every upset, every unforgettable moment lives here.
There's a goal for the world!
This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. Wake up to goals, drama, unforgettable moments, and the stories shaping football's biggest stage. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show, your daily fuel for kickoff. Brought to you by Peak Milk. Reach for your peak. Every day is a chance to show up like a true hero, and true heroes make it count with Peak Milk, the gold standard of milk nourishment. Fortified with 28 essential vitamins and minerals, it is not just a milk, it is the official sponsor of your ambition. The FIFA World Cup is 7-up drama every single day, and this morning we've got plenty to come your way. Coming up on the show today on the World Cup brief, the United States prepare for a tricky knockout clash against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Jan Felix asked Portugal fans to stay calm ahead of their meeting with Croatia, and France rally around Didier Deschamps during one of the most emotional moments of the tournament. Then on Peak Match Zone, zone. We relive Brazil's dramatic stoppage time victory over Japan, analyze what made a difference, and look ahead to the knockout battles still to come. And on Peak Superstar, we shine the spotlight on Michael Olise and why he has become the creative heartbeat of this French side. And on Peak Numbers, we'll bring you statistics behind the biggest stories, from goals and clean sheets to the tournament's records and remarkable milestones. And before the final whistle comes up on Road to Glory, we take a look at African nations still flying the continent's flag and ask the big question: who has the quality, the belief, and the momentum to go all the way? From the biggest headlines to football's biggest conversations, you are in the right place. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show, your daily fuel before kickoff, brought to you by Peak Milk. Reach for your peak. Peak brings the goodness to every kind of morning. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. Everything making headlines across the tournament.
The statement from the Dutch, who go to the top of Group F.
Welcome to World Cup Brief. You're listening to Peak Global Breakfast Football Show, your daily fuel before kickoff, brought to you by Peak Milk. Reach for your pick. The knockout stage is where pressure rises, dreams stay alive, and every decision can change the course of a nation's World Cup journey. Let's start things off with World Cup Brief. The United States men's national team are preparing for what they believe will be another demanding test when they face Bosnia and Herzegovina in Wednesday's round of 32 clash. Experienced defender Tim Ream says the Americans are expecting a completely different challenge and have warned that the team must be ready to deal with the unexpected if they want to keep their World Cup dream alive. Bosnia have built a reputation at this tournament for being disciplined defensively before striking quickly on the counter-attack, a style that has already caused problems for opponents throughout the group stage. Although Bosnia shares similarities with teams like Paraguay and Australia, Ream insists every World Cup match presents a different challenge. He said the United States are preparing for every possible scenario and biggest attacking weapons. But Ream believes the Americans are ready for the challenge. He says everyone in the squad understands that set pieces can decide knockout football, and both defending and attacking those moments could ultimately determine who advances to the next round. Meanwhile, Portugal forward João Felix has urged supporters to remain calm ahead of the round of 32 clash meeting with Croatia. Despite an inconsistent group stage campaign, Portugal entered the tournament among the favorites to lift the trophy, but finished second in Group K after a goalless draw with Colombia. That followed after an impressive 5-0 victory over Uzbekistan and an opening 1-1 draw against the DR Congo. Despite the mixed result, Felix says confidence inside the Portuguese camp remains high. He insists fans should not panic simply because Portugal have drawn 2 matches, reminding supporters that the World Cup is always unpredictable and every team faces difficult moments. According to Felix, the squad fully believes it has what it takes to overcome Croatia and continue its journey towards the trophy. The 26-year-old also says he would have no hesitation stepping up if the match is decided by penalties. After striking a post during Portugal's shootout, he mentally stronger. Finally, France midfielder Adrien Rabiot says the squad are determined to give head coach Didier Deschamps something to smile about following the death of his mother. Deschamps was absent for France's emphatic 4-1 victory over Norway in their final group match after returning home to be with his family. However, he has now come back to the squad and is expected to be back on the touchline when they go out against Sweden in Tuesday's round of 32 clash at the New Jersey-New York Stadium. France, who won the World Cup in 1998 and 2018 before finishing runners-up in 2022, remained one of the strong favorites to lift the trophy. Rabiot admitted that the entire squad had been deeply affected by what their coach had gone through. He said players know how difficult the past few days had been for Deschamps and believe the least they can do is reward him with another victory. Rabiot added that despite his personal grief, Deschamps had returned with incredible determination and remains fully focused on leading France as far as possible in this World Cup. It's another reminder that behind every badge, every trophy, and every football headline are people facing real-life moments beyond the game. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. If you're wondering where you are this morning, it's an exciting place to be. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show, your daily fuel before kickoff. Brought to you by Peak Milk. Reach for your peak. Peak brings you the goodness every morning. Yes, that's why Peak Milk proudly brings you the Peak Global Football Radio Show, a space where football fans connect, celebrate every moment, and stay inspired by the game they love. From big match conversations to unforgettable football stories, Peak continues to fuel moments that matters. So stay connected, stay energized, and stay at your peak. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. Feel the goals.
That is the only goal of the World Cup, scored by Julian Quinones.
Relieve the drama.
Oh, risky challenge! It's a red card!
Review the battles.
Oh, what a touch. That is beautiful.
This is Peak Match Zone. Every knockout match has a story. Some are decided by tactics, some by moments of brilliance, and some by one piece of magic right at the very end. Welcome to Peak Match Zone, where we relive yesterday's action and look ahead to today's biggest battles. Five-time world champions Brazil are safely through to the round of 16, but they needed every second of stoppage time to get there. Gabriel Martinelli emerged as Brazil's hero, scoring deep in injury time to hand the Seleção a dramatic 2-1 victory over Japan in Houston and keep their World Cup dream alive. The Arsenal forward, who was introduced in the second half to inject fresh energy into Brazil's attack, struck in the 6th minute of added time just as the contest looked destined for extra time. It was a decisive moment in the game that demanded patience, resilience, and belief from the South American giants. Japan had stunned Brazil by taking the lead in the 29th minute. Kaishu Sano intercepted a loose pass in midfield before unleashing a superb right-footed effort from outside the area that flew beyond the Brazilian goalkeeper Alisson, sending Japanese fans into celebration. It was another reminder that at this World Cup, reputations count for little once the whistle blows. Brazil responded with urgency after the restart. Their pressure finally paid off in the 56th minute when Casemiro powered home a header from Gabriel Megale's delivery. The equalizer was only just half of the story. Japan's goalkeeper Zion Suzuki produced an astounding performance between the posts. Firstly, he brilliantly denied Bruno Guimaraes with a close-range header early in the second half. Moments later, Casemiro looked certain to score again, only to see his powerful header strike a defender before bouncing off Suzuki's face and staying out of the goal somehow. Brazil continued to press. Vinicius Jr., already one of the tournament's standout players with 4 goals, came agonizingly close to putting Brazil ahead. But Suzuki reacted sharply once again to push his effort wide. As the match entered stoppage time, Brazil kept believing. Then, the breakthrough came. Gabriel Martinelli found the space, kept his composure, and fired home the winning goal of the match to send the Brazilian bench, coaching staff, and supporters into wild celebrations. For Japan, it was heartbreak. They once again fell short of gaining their first ever World Cup knockout victory, despite another disciplined and courageous display. For Brazil, it was another reminder that champions often find a way, even when everything appears to be slipping away. The victory also continues Brazil's impressive record against Japan. It was their 12th win in 15 meetings between the two nations, alongside 2 draws, with Japan's only victory coming in an international friendly played in Tokyo. Brazil's reward is another huge knockout encounter. They would face either Cote d'Ivoire or Norway in the round of 16 in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with a place in the quarterfinals at stake. One thing is certain, if Brazil continue leaving it this late, they'll be giving their supporters plenty of reasons to keep their hearts in their mouths. Still to come on Peak Global Football Breakfast Show, we shine the spotlight on one of the tournament's brightest stars in Peak Superstar, before bringing you the numbers behind the headlines in Peak Numbers, and finally asking which teams are building real momentum on road to glory. Peak Global Break, the excitement, the conversations, the unforgettable moments, and at Peak Milk, we are proud to be part of every moment that keeps fans connected. You are still listening to Peak Global Football Breakfast Show, a place where football fans come together to share the love of the game, enjoy exciting conversations, and stay energized all season long. Because every football moment is better when you stay at your peak. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. From rising stars to legends in the game. Heroes Rise First Show, your daily fuel before kickoff, brought to you by Peak Milk. Reach for your scoring touch has made him an indispensable piece of Didier Deschamps' squad. Here is why Olise is viewed as France's talisman at the tournament. This man has unmatched playmaking and assist in his pocket. Olise has established himself as one of the most elite creative players in the world. His vision and pinpoint passing allow him to carve through narrow defensive lines, consistently leading the tournament in key metrics and assists. Then there is seamless tactical adaptability. Whether deployed on the right wing or shifted centrally behind the striker, Olise possesses the high football IQ required to adjust to different game states. His central positioning, for example, proved crucial in unlocking deep blocks against opponents like Senegal in the group stage. Then the man has exceptional decision-making and finishing. He blends flair and ruthless efficiency, capable of effortless dribbling and his trademark cut inside and call finishes. He provides goals from midfield and alleviates the scoring pressure from Kylian Mbappe. France are dreaming of a third world title, and with Olise in the ranks, that dream looks achievable. Peak Superstar comes to a close now, but the show continues. This is Peak Global Football Breakfast Show, brought to you by Peak Milk. Peak Milk is the best choice of milk. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. Goals, records.
Miroslav Klose, goal number 16 in his World Cup career.
Milestones.
It is now a record defeat for Brazil.
Feel the stats on Peak Numbers. Let's shift to the part of the show where stats come your way. And right now on Peak Global Football Breakfast Show, it is Peak Numbers. Steven Eustáquio's strike for Canada was the first 90th minute winning goal in a FIFA World Cup knockout stage since 2018 when Nacer Chadli scored for Belgium against Japan. Finally, Africa had the highest group stage progression rate of any confederation at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. 90% of the teams went through. That is 9 out of 10. This is Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. Every champion has a journey. Every victory is another step.
It's Argentina 3, Croatia 0.
Catch the journey on Road to Glory.
Argentina, champions of the world!
We're wrapping up the show with Road to Glory. 9 of the 10 African teams who qualified for the 2026 World Cup have progressed to the knockout stages, with over 28% of the teams still standing in the tournament coming from the African continent. While each have overcome obstacles to reach the knockout, which of them can extend their impressive runs to date by advancing to the round of 16? There is a match involving Cote d'Ivoire and Norway, a particularly tough one to call. The Elephants had been one of the surprise packages of the tournament so far, riding their luck against Ecuador before snatching it late, holding their own against Germany before losing it. And that's the show for today. I'm sure you enjoyed every bit of Peak Global Breakfast Football Show, your daily fuel before kickoff, brought to you by Peak Milk. Reach for your peak. Fortified with 28 essential vitamins and minerals, it's not just a milk, it's the official sponsor of your ambition. Follow Peak Milk on all social media platforms and join this show next time when it returns for more exciting goodness from the World Cup. The final whistle blows, but the tournament rolls on. Join us again on Peak Global Breakfast Football Show. Thanks for listening.
Today 95.1 FM, where news meets insight, sports meets passion, and entertainment meets excellence. Expert analysis from seasoned professionals and our top analysts, informing, educating, and entertaining you. Your voice, your station. We are the voice of the people.
Hey, you want to speed drive? Come on, go to the racetrack. You want to smoke? Not on the steering wheel. You want to drink alcohol? Don't do it on wheels. Go to a bar and don't drive afterwards. Seatbelts are not for fancy. They're there to save your life. Know your traffic rules and obey them because they are for your own good. Drive with care because life is dear.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the people.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
All right, thank you all for staying with us. Let me introduce Dr. Innocent Eku, legal practitioner. Doctor, good morning, welcome.
Thank you.
I'd like to take your reaction quickly to, I feel strongly that she has become a victim, the wife of the president, to the speed of social media. Because contextualizing what she said, right, she wasn't saying all Nigerians should get into frying akara and the rest. She was talking about, when she talked about the things they were doing for other groups, she mentioned the elderly and how it was necessary for the elderly not to be idle. And grants were provided that they could get into things like akara, frying akara, roasting corn, kuli, and the rest of them. You think that she's a victim of social media haste in getting content out?
I do not subscribe to the idea that the first lady is a victim of social media haste. I would rather think that the president's wife have had opportunity to feel how frustrated the Nigerian masses are, having been so battered, subjugated, and dehumanized by the bad and incompetent policy of the Tinubu federal government. And the policies they have put in place have not yielded any reprieve for the Nigerian masses. There is no sector where there is a relief for the Nigerian citizenry. And because of that, they are frustrated. Do you even know that there are millions of Nigerians that cannot raise 50,000 to start frying akara? Because I have discussed and examined what is involved to fry akara. A stove is involved if you want to use kerosene. Firewood and the gas is involved if you want to use firewood. And then you need a frying pot. Then you need oil, whether you are using palm oil or you are using groundnut oil. And then you need to stay in front of your house to do the frying. Do you also know that there are millions of Nigerians that do not have frontage, front of house, where they can fry akara? They need to rent a space by the side of the street, because millions of Nigerians are living in substandard houses that are lacking in ventilation, lacking in United Nations minimum basic atmosphere for a housing scheme. And so to start this akara, you need not less than 50,000, including buying of the beans and all the things that are needed to process it and fry. You also need a tray to put the akara for people to buy. So to start a reasonable akara business, you need not less than 50,000, except you already have these utensils in your house and you just bring them out. And yesterday in my law firm, I had a small time to welcome law school students that were sent to my law firm for externship. So they arrived yesterday. So when I came back from court, I met them already in the law firm, received by other staff. So I decided to welcome them. Now, somebody raised this story, and I now said, okay, how much do you need to start frying akara in the evening after law firm time? And the other one check and say 78,000. The other one check and say 64,000. The other one check and say 56,000. None of them mentioned any amount that was less than 50,000. So this corroborates my thinking that anybody that wants to start a Akara business need at least 50,000.
Oh.
Now, how many Nigerians of the poor class, and they say 120 million Nigerians are living below poverty line.
Mm.
How many of them can raise 50,000? Kelly, 50,000 is a lot of money. It's just that Nigerian money have been devalued senselessly.
In other words, 50,000 today is not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money, but for the poor to raise it, it's a problem. It's a problem. So it is good that the president's wife, who is the closest person to the president and any minister of the Federal Republic, has felt the heat. He has felt the pain, the anger, and the fang of Nigerians. Because millions of graduates are now going to fry akara with AI. So it's a problem. So let them feel the problem. Let them go back to the drawing board. Let them summon emergency cabinet meeting and draw out a renewed policy to fix Nigeria. Thank you.
I thought it's a renewed policy for Akara.
I want to ask, Mr. Momo said, because we asked about the funding, I asked the question rhetorically. Dr. Jinwo asked the same question, and Dr. Momo tried to give a response.
No, I'm not a doctor.
I beg your pardon. Mr. Momo tried to give a response by saying donations, right? The office of the First Lady is not a constitutionally known position, but she uses that office to wield a huge level of influence in the society. If people are donating, shouldn't it be made public for citizens to know how much she receives and how that money is being spent? Otherwise, it may just be another way of enriching herself. Dr. Chion.
Yeah, of course, that is a pure the corporate affairs law. Part C, if you are doing a non-profit making business, you're supposed to actually be accountable. Up to the point, the way it is now, even the auditor, the CAC can appoint auditor to know what you're doing. And then when it is now the one of collecting funds from the public, I would think that it should be under a duty to once in a while
disclose
to the public. Especially that, let's take the library. No, I think they mentioned
they should disclose the library.
So if you have an agency, an organization like that the public gives you money, it requires accountability and straightforward to say, look, you gave us money for these projects. We realize this amount. This is what we have done with it. This is what is remaining, if it's remaining, and then what is to be done with it. You're not entitled to give it to yourself, because that is what for purpose. So it should, but rarely has that happened in this country. Really, from the time of Miriam Babangida, Better Life, to the other family support of Abacha, to now that I don't know what Remi Tinubu's one is called, but let's put it
Renewed Hope
Initiative. Everything is renewed hope. So now that she has renewed her hope, we incidentally we have not realized the hope of accountability and now that.
Dr. Eku.
Yes.
Is it unnecessary for her to disclose the sources of these donations and then how they are being spent?
That is the requirement and the rule of transparency and accountability. Once you indulge in services where you receive donation from other citizens for defined purposes, you must issue reports, either quarterly or biannually, or companies, corporate organization, and then show the way it is spent and establish that these monies were not diverted, judiciously utilized, and they were not aggrandized. This is a requirement of law, and it is a duty. And in some clime, people are going to prison for misusing non-profit organization funds.
Jamala.
Kelly, you rightly said the office is unknown, and therefore she operates under a trustee that she registered. Now the question is, should you trust that organization releases because the way they can release get money is one of which is by donations, right? Others is by grants. It's safe to say that it's under part F. Doctor, part F, section 590 to section 3609. It's one of the ways they can receive money is by donations. And are they under obligation to render account to the public? I do not think so. But by way of policy of their own organization, if they want to be so transparent for the purposes of maybe calling for further donations sometimes, I think it's between them, their own internal arrangement to do so. What the CAC can call a probe, their records, they register their finances annually. And so the CAC can, if a member is aggrieved and want to petition, they can petition, but the record will be in the archives of the CAC for you to peruse, but not to the extent that they are under obligation to give a financial report of their incomes and expenditures to the people. Save to the fact that, okay, if we're to be that the office is registered, First Lady is a normal public institution that we can come through the FOI and ask, but it's our private organization. So if they want...
But she's using the influence of her office to drive that organization.
Kelly, there is no office called First Lady.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So when you say she's using the influence of her office, you have created an office for her.
As First Lady.
Even that position as First Lady, okay, she has a position as First Lady, wife of the president.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can she use that to drive and influence contributions
she
into
can, Kelly.
the foundation?
Yes, Kelly. We have Sheyi Tinubu, who is just the son of the president.
No, the first son.
First daughter.
Yeah. Who is the son of the president, using his closeness with his father to command state governors to make some donations. I repeat again, Kelly, during the time of the birthday, local government chairman were compelled to give a certain figure for the purposes of celebrating that birthday. So because of the system that we operate in,
you have that on good authority.
Kelly, I am speaking on a what I call it a global radio.
Okay.
And so if there is any local government chairman in River State at that time, could come and challenge me.
You mean they gave to Remi Tinubu's recent birthday?
It was given for that purpose.
Okay. That is Jamala's claim. I've stated it.
Is it?
It's already a editorial policy. You seem to be worried. It's
an
editorial policy that our opinions are opinion. It's not the editorial policy.
It's Jamala's claim.
You don't need to repeat it everywhere.
If I keep silent, my silence would be a clear endorsement.
No, Kelly.
I saying it this way.
You're asking us for our own opinion. And I said, I repeat, I am speaking on national radio, global radio. Kelly, I am the one. Call the full name, living, gifting Jamala's claim.
So, sir, there are two things that I said to myself and I said to my colleagues. If we come to say as fact, contradict what is out there in the public space, it's my duty to state what is the correct one. But if you're speaking on your opinion, I have to make it clear that this is your opinion. It's not fact. So my job is not to tell you to change your opinion. No. Your opinion is your opinion. But when you make opinions and you begin to allege into certain things, it's also my duty to say, well, either this is an allegation made by you and you want to hold it. Let it be stated clearly for everyone to understand that he is the one saying it.
But I said
and
so.
it's not the position. That's what I was just trying to do when I said that's Jamala's position.
That is why Leonard Doc said, you are becoming more too concerned.
have to
that position
be.
has been stated ab initio.
I have to be, because the listener, not everybody listening is as educated as every other person.
Okay.
So sometimes I have to come down to the basic so that every other person can understand that this is what just happened.
So have you exercised that duty?
Yes, sir.
So you cannot go home.
Exactly.
So I can proceed.
No, if you like.
What were you even talking about?
Okay, so let's move on. I think you have finished your thoughts. Mr. Ndukwesi.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
You see?
Should there be full disclosure on the source of funds and expenses?
I don't have way to say yes in this law of the nation and all that, but I think that's what natural justice demands. Yes, it's not a matter of, and that is why I always say a clear conscience fears no accusation. If you are doing something, you see the person prancing, and then saying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yes, you are doing it because, and you're exuding that kind of confidence because, if you are asked, you defend what you are doing. Now, how can somebody will be hearing, even before you went to that news, I was talking about the past, which you said, when we come back, I continue. But incidentally, you continued with others. The fact is this. When we are hearing we have money, we won't take one kobo from federal government. Yes, nobody is saying you are pilfering the till of Nigerian federal government. But where are you getting all those money from? You gave 1 billion. No matter how bad Naira has gone, 1 billion is still a lot of money.
Yes.
Now, you gave 1 billion, you gave 1 billion, you gave 1 billion, for instance. That is 3 billion. Where are you getting? Is it from your own? We know you are made.
That's a lot of money this man is giving you.
That's what I'm saying. We know you are made. There's no doubt about it. But is it from that your own coffer? That's what we're asking. And Nigerians don't know about this. I don't know where those monies are coming from. And so if anybody is telling me that maybe their group or whatever, it's not been made known. So money spent has to be made known for transparency's sake, if no other thing. But are they doing that? Maybe they'll do it if they are not doing it.
Mr. Momo.
No, for me, it's too premature to be asking where money is coming from. Anyone who is concerned should use the appropriate channel to find out where monies are coming from. It is not part of our budgetary allocations. And so if you need anything to say that Daniel has donated, you can use the appropriate channel to find out. And for me, it's of no... there is a non-issue there for me. Anyone who is interested, you are a journalist, you can find out.
All right. Amechi to the youth. This is our final conversation, and we have to do this and check out before. I see that I have a commercial. Somebody will frown their face commercial again. Sorry. Politicians who steal result sheets risk lives of INEC staff. I can't play the video, but let me see if I can read this. Politicians steal result sheets at the unit level, risking the life of INEC ad hoc officer. As he comes, show us the result sheet or you are not going, because politicians don't care about your life. If there is a result sheet, we will queue up, and when they finish counting, if you don't upload it, you are not going. If we finish the election and there are 1 million persons in front of INEC, and trust me, if we do all these, ADC can mobilize 1 million people to INEC office. In other words, when you get to the day of the election, the polling unit, you are done voting. When you are done, don't go. Insist on the ad hoc staff to not just publish the results, announce the results, but also upload that result. If the INEC staff refuses to upload the results, hold the INEC staff there. That's the summary of what Amici is saying. Hold the INEC staff there until they upload the results. Ad hoc staff should begin to tell their parents that the job is too risky, so they don't want it anymore because the government cannot provide security for them. What could this mean? Dr. Chimo, what's your reading of this?
Well, it's still all some of the fallouts of John Kennedy's statement that if you make peaceful change impossible, you make violent response to it, or violent attempts to change inevitable. Like Amechi, we are those oppressing us. Some of us have stayed long enough in saying, let the right things be done. And people like Amechi have called us names, have said what is happening, INEC was doing was right. Nobody should say anything and benefited from it. Now you come out, that day of election, your children are in UK. You are, if he manages to return, is at Ubima. I am at Origwe in my polling unit, and there are 3 policemen, and then there are boys who are for his opponents, who don't support me disturbing INEC, because they have been told that we are waiting for you. Bring all the results to Obiabo Council. Will he be there to defend, to protect me, and all that? And that's the dilemma of the average voter. We know that we could have insisted on that, but I mean, the last election, I saw the people were just, oh, see, we are punching, he cannot go. We don't know what happened. We don't know why this is not going. You see the young man sweating. Till he realized that either he's being genuine or fake or whatever, there's nothing he can do out of it. Unless you want to go violent and kill the just innocent youth copper.
Because that's what some persons may resort to.
Yeah, that's the danger. These are the fallers now.
But if INEC will do the right thing, Kelly, we are not strangers to the fact that INEC will dispatch their people to various local governments. In fact, from the state secretariat of INEC to the various local governments, someone is saddled with the responsibility of holding the original results. Now, when it gets to the local government, they begin to give what they call the ward leaders. Then they will distribute to the various units. Now, in the 2023 elections, especially for that of the president and the governor, in my own area, result sheets were with the leaders of the political parties of the government at that time. And so it was after what they call it accreditation. They asked you how many numbers do you have. They distribute the vote to themselves. So if ad hoc as staffs of INEC are aware of the fact that their life will be threatened if they fail to do the right thing, and insist on going with those materials. The other day, I think one of the rec officers of INEC was giving this lame excuse that because politicians will always insist on stealing, what they call it, result sheets, that they don't present the original one until at the end of voting. But it's very simple. One of the reasons why INEC, even in their education, they will say when you get to a polling unit, it is your right to see the materials to be used for the election. And one of that material is the most important material in the first place is the result sheet. And so if I come to vote and I ask you, upon fulfilling this exercise, where are you going to enter the outcome of this exercise? And you tell me someone is bringing, what is the essence, what is the relevance of my voting?
Okay.
So yes, we must learn to do the right thing. If we do the right thing, nobody's life will be at risk.
All right. Dr. Iku.
Yes, I have contested the rigging of election in various courts of this country. I have also been a victim of rigging of election, just as the one that happened in Rivers State last Saturday in the senatorial election.
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yes. Where one of the candidates who actually went out to vote for himself with his friends and followers in his ward and was recorded and videoed voting. When the results came out, he scored 0.
That means he did not even vote for himself.
No, okay. My question now is, what of that his own? He voted for himself.
He's rejected vote.
So, rigging is an oligarchy conspiracy. It is always the ruling party and the INEC. That is how it has been. They release all the original result sheets to the ruling party and they take it to the government house.
It's alleged.
Or to the private house. It's not alleged. Why do you see truth and say it's alleged?
It's alleged. No, but
The former chief of staff, the former chief of staff of this state came on live television and said during his time as chief of staff
to Amechi.
Yeah,
they know to Amechi.
Yes,
to Amechi.
Chief of staff.
Yes, to Amechi.
So now that they used to write results in government house, I am also aware that the last results were written somewhere at Moji Street. These are not hidden facts because sometimes they boast, sometimes they video themselves and gyrate. Now, Nigeria is a nation that have chosen to be doomed. The political elites do not want a civil and egalitarian society. They want a society where those in power lord over all perpetually. They do not wish that we become a civilized society. That is why Nigeria is not growing and Nigeria is not developing. Nigeria is only growing biologically in numerology of human beings being born. But in all other indices of development, Nigeria is not growing. Because the volume of corruption, the volume of illegalities, and now the Constitution is not being obeyed. The president does not respect the Constitution. Governor does not respect the Constitution. Court makes order. Those in power, even local government chairmen, will say go to hell with the court order. And then I have also seen now that judges are now afraid to even pronounce contempt of court against these bourgeoisies that have ridiculed the court. So it's a helpless situation when you try to apply the law to the political elites. Now, doing this is killing the country and corrupting the youths.
Doing what? The corruption?
Yeah, that is.
Or what I meant to say?
Subverting the Constitution.
Okay.
Those in power who does not respect the rule of law, they are destroying our society installmentally. In that installment, the nation is sinking retrogressively. And so, talking about this election, the people in power should allow the rule of law to apply. They should allow the vote of people to count because they are the ones subverting the process. They are also the ones that have the capacity to bribe everybody using state resources and to buy people and buy the police, buy the army. So rigging is always most time from the domain of those in power who control the police and control the security agency. But closing up on what Amechi suggested, that looks like the only way that the citizens can try to enforce that result sheets are available, can try to protest. But you see, the INEC official or the NYSC official who comes to serve in the polling unit, they are innocent of the crime. What they do is that they vote allowance for them, and once they arrive, the allowance is distributed by agents of the ruling party, and they pocket it. Then they just observe what is being done, which will be done contrary to the procedure. Because indeed, after voting, as they are moving to collation, the one they are coming with from the polling unit are kept aside. A new pretermed voting sheets are brought in to replace those ones. This is what goes on. And a nation cannot grow in that manner. Therefore, we appeal to the conscience of our leaders to allow Nigeria to survive, to allow our society to evolve. Nigeria is running in a cycle. We are not growing as a people.
Okay. So Amechi's call then, do you see it as progressive or inimical?
No,
especially
it is reactive. It is reactive
to the adult staff, whom he even said their parents should check because they cannot guarantee their security.
I have witnessed this situation in a previous election, as everybody held them in the ward collation center till midnight. They say nobody, even the police, nobody is going. More than 1,000 youths and able-bodied women were laid them. The supervisor came with the original result sheets at midnight to save the life of those people. They didn't kill them. They said everybody will be here. And around 1:15, the supervisor arrived with horde of policemen and brought the original result sheet. And they filled it in there and escorted it and submitted it at the local government council. So when citizens react, these people, they will call the person who they bring go, citizens no agree, send the results, so we don't want trouble.
All right. Mr. Momo.
Yes, you are talking about the statement now and its likely implication. That statement is reckless, it's irresponsible, and it's not statesmanlike for such coming from him. That statement is laced with threat. When you begin to say parents should either warn or hold their, you have gone past the realm of speaking to your political party, but extending threat outside of what you do not. This is not Jonathan. We remember when people alleged that Buhari made a statement of a babu and blood. When the violence happened, what did people do? They quickly say it was Buhari whose statement that was made then. And so the fact here for me is that the things that he said in that statement are not correct. No citizen has the power to do what he's saying they should do, including saying that if no network, they would hotspot, or the people go and buy Starlink. When as INEC uses your own network, your own data. Good luck, Ebele Jonathan, who introduces this failed when he wanted to vote but the truth is that there are rules of engagement when things like this come, and everyone should follow that rule. Everyone should follow that rule. It is not of you to now make a statement outside of that to say that if anyone, no, that's a threat for me.
Well, Kelly, if we say there are rules and that everybody should follow the rules, when have they ever followed the rules? Now, by right, is the result sheet supposed to be in the hands of politicians? The answer is no. It's not supposed to be there. But like examples that people always give, you will find out that politicians at the extreme of situations will bring that, smuggle it in or bring it back to those ad hoc staff. And if that is the case, why should it even go to them in the first place? For me, Amechi is merely telling the truth, what they do. I have said it that all politicians are the same. That does not mean that to the nitty-gritty, everybody will do the same kind of behavior. But there are certain things politicians don't deviate. All of them are the same. They are looking for the downfall of the other so that they will win, be the winner. That's what they do. And there is no doubt about it
that you that will look for a way to steal the result sheet, is it false or true that you endanger the life of the adult staff? Is the truth. Because when people start looking for the result sheets, they define it. I tell you, it is, I don't even know how parents will allow their children to go and stay there and say they are doing this and that for the INEC. It is endangering the life of those children. That's what Amechi is saying. He is not removing himself because he's also a politician, and once time was a chief politician in Rivers State. So he cannot extricate himself from that. He may have also committed it like other politicians. But the fact remains that he is telling us what they do, and that he has participated in that. Should it foreclose the happenings? Should the happenings be allowed to continue forever? The answer is no. If there are ways to fight it, to ameliorate it, to make it better, it should be pursued. That's what I think.
No, but is he talking about it or is he threatening? There are two different things.
Whether he threatens or he didn't threaten, politicians, let me tell you, their food is threats. Yes, almost all of them threaten. When I say they are the same, people pick holes in that statement. They are the same. They will threaten you just to infuse fear in you.
All right. We have 15 minutes left, so let me read a few messages here on Facebook. Oyemazua Ikeocha, you say story for the gods. Lorenzo Delight, until we see whatever they are saying reflects on the pump price of PMS, Nigerians will not believe them. It's quite unfortunate that oil price is down and we are still buying fuel at exorbitant price. Marketers will be quick to increase price when oil price rises, but won't do so when it comes down because of inadequate regulations. I mean, to Prince, when the price changes is when I will know that they are working because I'm tired of APC stories. So those are reactions for opinion poll. Oidele, we're working with petrol marketers, regulators on appropriate fuel pricing. I ask the question, do you believe it's not just talk? All right? General Post, Ori Medina puts it this way: 76 ISWAP commanders surrender. This is why we have not won the war against jihadists. Tomorrow they will be integrated into the society, thereby acting as a spy against the military. Okay. FEC reforms NYC to be head by civilian. Nigeria already struggles to fund the NYC 3 weeks camp. This can be seen with the quality of food as well as the light and more. Now they've gone ahead to stretch it to 6 weeks. Chile Edwin, it's indeed wicked and appalling that high-profile terrorists will surrender, and rather than neutralize them, the government and the military are busy celebrating after these bandits have taken innocent lives. Super Ted, FG orders marketers to reduce fuel price. These marketers are not paid by the government, so the government cannot give them such order. More so, the government has removed subsidy. All right. 0810951091. Here we go. 60 seconds. Good morning. Today 95.1.
Kelly, Kelly, good morning.
Morning.
Kelly, I would say that even though my mother did not sell akara, it's a good thing that a good person will be a good effort will be appreciated if she was, or those whose mother sold akara, or who are still selling, or who are interested. Will they see somebody who offered them 60,000 to support their business? Wouldn't they appreciate it? I want to agree with Dr. Chiwon where he said that the perception would come from anguished people because it is coming from Mrs. Remi Tinubu. Now, what if it was a councillor or the unit head of that renewed hope that was offering this 60,000? Would we not appreciate it? Sometimes we should think outside the box. Now, Amechi and his political symphony, I'm appreciative of the fact that yes, Wike is from Rivers State and someone one of the is waiting for him in the Kwara local government. If he can do these things he's telling people to do, or will he call his children to be the ones who will execute this thing?
All right. Special Douglas from Jare. Thank you. Good morning. Today 95.1. Welcome.
Mr. Kelly, good morning.
Morning.
And good morning to the panelists.
Good morning.
Yeah, Reginald, I come from Tegochi. Mr. Kelly, I think if the wife of the first lady, Remi Tinubu, if she has a personal aid advisor, they should advise her to channel more energy, more in advising the president to fix the economy. Because the Accra business that she's talking about, the money she's rolling out for it can never be enough for it, considering the present day economic situation of this country. Rather, if she wants to go continue, she should increase it between 300,000 to 500,000 naira, so that people in that business will be able. I know that not everybody will be working in government. Some
All right,
people will
Mr. Reginald, thank
you.
you. Good morning, Today 95.1. Welcome.
Good morning, Kelly.
Welcome, Frank. Please go on.
Yeah, I greet all your guests in the studio.
Morning.
Let me dwell on Amechi's comment. Kelly, this morning I laughed when you played the tape. I think today my former governor, my former speaker, and the former minister is now crying. It's good for him to cry because he was encouraged for them to change all those results, everything will be right. They refused. Now he's the one crying. Don't be afraid. They will not rig the elections. You are not popular in River State here, even though they say everybody should vote and they counted the way you wanted it. You will not even win because you are not popular. So stop deceiving Nigeria that you are popular, that you win elections in River State here. As for the comments of President White, I think I agree with you this morning that they're selling our business for some people who copy them something that will take care of their family. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Good morning, Today 95.1. Welcome.
Good morning, Sir Kelly.
Morning, Madam Dota from Gukana.
Sir Kelly, Madam Dota. Good morning.
Please go on, Madam.
Okay, sir. Yes, I want to quickly go to the former governor of River State. I think that thing is threatening us is not a good one. For me, it's a threat. Because there are ways to talk to people that will know that you want to tell us how to do a thing. But nevertheless, he's talking out of experience from what his chief of staff told us. And so, but let him calm down. I don't think that will work again. We will all come out and see how we vote and see who we vote for. Let him just take it easy, sir. Please, tell him for me to take it easy. We will all vote and get our vote counted. Madam Datagukana, thank you and have a nice day.
Good morning, Today 95.1. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, the analyst in the studio. Yeah, my name is Mr. Christian, calling from Port Harcourt. So I want to react on Amechi's visit. I think since the parties can bring their agents, I think the agents are the major people that can give exactly the accurate number what happened in the voting place. INEC duty is just for them to announce, but the agents are the people that will give you the figure of who win election in the unit. That is my take. So parties should hold their agent very well.
Final call. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Nelson calling from Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Nelson, please go on.
Yeah, regarding on what Amechi said, I think Amechi have said it all because what they did to us on 2015, we really don't like it. If Amechi said this, me and my people, we have already concluded that whoever they are sending our pro-unit, should take the person to India first before they will send it, because there's no way the person will leave without uploading that result. We have already said it before Amechi said it. We won't continue like this in this country. That's my say. Thank you.
All right, let me read some of the messages. I read some earlier. Let me read a few more. Thank God, Ability Atwebu. I see your message. The first part, we've also reacted to it. On the issue of Akara business, based on the economic situation, it would be very difficult for an Akara woman to gather 100 naira and from Akara business and build a house. Akara business is only to feed your family and not for any building project. Thank God, Ability Atwebu. I'm not sure that's what the First Lady said to him. Let's see this one. All right. Good morning, Mr. Kelly and a distinguished guest, Mr. Jack. My take on Remi Tinubu is this. Please ask Mrs. Tinubu if only 1/4 of the elderly should fry akara along the streets of Nigeria. Where is the space? And what is it? And is it because the same government tax forces will be used to raid the innocent traders? If not the fact that the APC government is mismanaging our refineries, I expect Mrs. Tinubu to be given the elderly monthly stipends of 50,000 naira as grant for upkeep. What is your name? All right, I don't see a name here, so let's move on. The last one here. The First Lady should stop reloading insults on the senses of vulnerable Nigerians. If she has said that her husband's administration is making conscious, concrete efforts at establishing home for the elderly across the 36 states, that would settle squarely with all in that category. Whether it would come to fruition is another matter. What's the price of a bag of beans 20 to 30 years ago and now? Friday Olu from Uniport, your contribution there. All right, I have to leave here. Let me go to WhatsApp. Good morning, Mr. Kelly and the respected panelists. The reformation of NYC scheme for me is nothing to write home about and does not hold water. The scheme has lost its aims and objectives. Therefore, I'm of the opinion that the NYC should be scrapped. Wanate Clinton West, that is your contribution. The price of crude has gone down, and yet Nigerian masses are still suffering from high prices. Nothing goes up in Nigeria ever comes down, including high blood pressure. My prayer for anyone, I love it, may Nigeria never happen to you. Simply goodness from Alakaya, that is your contribution. Thank you, sir. Tinubu's wife is a reflection, the advice of Tinubu's wife is a reflection of what the presidency wishes us. Unlike God, she is wishing above all things that we do not prosper and remain subject to the level of Akara and Kulikuli. At a time when serious countries are going digital, exploring tech, AI, and smartness, our first lady, or first family, is wishing us Akara level. All right, what is your name? Melody Uniport. Thank you so much for your contribution. EOK, good morning. Kelly, His Excellency Chibike Amechi should ensure he has his party agents to be at all the polling units and encourage other parties to do same to counter evil forces of the ruling party at the polling unit. EOK, thank you for that contribution. And the last one we can take, I have to apologize to those that sent voice messages today. Maybe I can play two. So let's play two. Let me stop here for the text. Let's play two of those voice messages. Okay. And then we close. So let's start with this one.
Good morning, Kelly, and the guests in the studio. I want to speak on a meeting statement. One in INEC ad hoc staff about the election and the way to go about it. I love Amechi is one man I love so much. I love his spirit, love his energy. And that's the way to go about Nigeria election. Nigeria election is not a gentleman thing. The people you are contesting with the ruling party, they are not gentlemen. They are people that want to win by all means possible. So you need to beat them to their game. You need to come all out and face them. If not, allegedly they will rig this election because the APC has failed. They don't have nothing to offer. And the only way they may likely come back is to rig the election. So the people need to be at alert. They need to resist them and come out all for them to avoid rigging. Frank from Sanfield, Burukiri.
Kelly, good morning. I'm surprised, like you. But me, every time they put Tinubu donate billions, donate buses, I usually ask, this person has nothing in our constitution, so she has no budget. Where is he getting these billions from? Even the one who donated for her birthday, nothing they happen for the library. So I ask myself, what type of illegality is this one? I don't even understand. Spending money that is not budgeted anyway, buying buses. God help us all. For what America said, the bombs, they came on their own, they picked the pieces. Are we not sovereign nation again? What is happening? After bombing, they came down here and picked everything and left. I'm not even sure our people are aware of all these things. Thank you.
All right, we have to close. Thank you all for being part of the conversation. Dano Momo, he left already, is a public affairs analyst, a strategic planner, and a travel consultant. Dr. Sieje Chinwo, a legal practitioner, author, law teacher, public affairs analyst, living in Nigeria. Doctor, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Innocent Eko, legal practitioner. Doctor, is saving enough?
Well, the truth is, saving is very, very important, of course.
Okay.
Because it provides you with the security and emergency funds most times. But saving alone may not help you achieve that long-term financial goal, especially if inflation reduces your purchasing power.
Okay.
So once you have a solid savings foundation, it's worth learning about investments and deciding what suits your circumstances and risk tolerance. Yeah.
So what inspired you to create this investment community?
Well, I noticed that many capable professionals and business owners have capital, but they lack access to quality information and most times experience networks and thoughtful discussions about investment. So we decided to create a community where members can learn, collaborate, and explore carefully evaluated opportunities together while understanding what is involved about it. So if you're joining or you want to start a conversation with us, please reach out to us today on 091 3582 5313. That's 091 3582 5313.
So who and who exactly should join your community?
Our communities for professionals, entrepreneurs, executives, business owners, any individual who is serious about growing their financial knowledge and exploring investment opportunities responsibly. We welcome people who value discipline, learning, and long-term thinking. So if you're a professional, an entrepreneur, an executive, or business owner, someone with capital and looking for people or where to connect with serious-minded investors, call us on 091 3582 5313. We will be happy to speak with you.
Can you repeat the number?
091 3582 5313.
So why do you call it a private investment community rather than just an investment platform?
Well, that is because we focus on, our focus goes beyond individuals, individual opportunities, basically. We are building a community where members exchange ideas, learn from one another, evaluate opportunities thoughtfully. We believe that informed conversations and strong networks are just as valuable as capital. So we encourage people to ask questions before making investment decisions. So if you'd like to have a conversation with us, please call us or WhatsApp us on 091 3582 5313 or visit our office at 21 Iboku Street, now Bikwere Wosu Street, D Line, Port Harcourt.
So investment in itself sounds really exciting. Someone listening now will be, well, you know that while the offer sounds really good, there's fear because people have been burnt. Is that fear justified?
Of course it is. It is. Every investment carries risk, and it's healthy to acknowledge that. But our philosophy is not just to ignore risk, but to understand it, evaluate it carefully, and make informed decisions.
Chance.
People lose money because they lack information. If you knew the right information and how to go about things, I doubt if people lose more money. And it's because of that lack of knowledge that the fear comes. So if you know that A is A and A plus B is C, nobody will come and tell A plus B is equal to Z. You would know that it's a lie, and you know how to avoid some of those pitfalls. Those information, those knowledge is what you get from communities. And now we have investments that we've thoroughly checked that can generate income for you within even a short period of time that reduces your risk exposure. And those are part of what we are teaching persons inside the community. That's why it's important to join us.
So some listeners may wonder, since there is a risk, investment is, why don't I just leave my money in the bank?
Well, banks serve an important purpose, especially for liquidity and security. However, different financial goals require different strategies. Most successful people and CEO I know today choose to complement their savings with investments after considering their personal circumstances, objectives, and appetite risk. So after you've done that, it's important to complement your savings with other streams of income.
Okay. What makes someone a good investor?
Well, it's not about how much you have most times. It's about the kind of person you are. Are you a patient person? Are you curious? Are you disciplined? Are you willing to learn? They ask questions, they do research, they understand risk, and avoid making emotional decisions. That is what I call a good investor.
Okay. Your club is private, right? The question is why?
Oh, we want a community of people who are genuinely committed to learning, who are genuinely committed to collaboration, and responsible investment. I repeat, responsible investment. A selective process helps us to build a focused environment where members can share similar values and long-term goals.
So if someone listening wants to know more about the club, where or what should they do?
So all you need to do is send me a WhatsApp message on 091 3582 5313 or visit our office at number 21 Igboku Street, now Bikwere Wonsu Street, D line, Port Harcourt. 091 3582 5313.
So let's recap on a few things for those that may have missed out. Right? You're the CEO of the investment club.
Yep.
The founder and CEO of an investment club.
Yep.
What is the investment club about?
It's a place where we've picked out responsible business that can help individuals actually help improve the quality of life and standard of living, where you can come and know that this place is interested in protecting your capital more.
Okay.
It's a place where you can come and grow and learn and connect to others that are like-minded like you, who want to learn, who want to grow, who want to collaborate. That is the important. It shows you places where you can actually put your money and actually stay and have peace of mind. So that was actually the aim for creating this community.
Okay.
So there's a lot of value with education and the strategic thinking and opportunities you're going to get inside the community.
So this is a private club?
Yes, it's a private club, but open to persons who are like-minded like us, who think like us, who are executives, who are entrepreneurs, who are open to learning.
Your membership is selective. Leaving it open doesn't mean that you can't find people who fit your criteria.
Yes, it's not that entirely private per se, but why it's also private is because there are persons who are in the club who appreciate privacy, who don't want to be exposed to a lot of a lot of scrutiny and all that. So because you're going to come in and meet a lot of people inside here, so inside this place you have like big persons, so we don't just open it up to just everyone.
Okay.
But persons who have that kind of mindset, who have the mindset to want to multiply wealth. Not everyone wants to multiply wealth. So basically, everybody have different agendas. We just want people that have the kind of agenda. We want people that think like us, people that are committed to learning, to growing, and to collaborate.
What inspired you to create the club?
Well, like I said, I wanted to create a community where individuals can come and learn and grow together.
Okay.
Basically.
You talked about some of the benefits, but why should someone who may fit your criteria think of reaching out to you about the investment club?
Helping persons to join us and see how things are done. We are doing it for ourselves. The blueprint is already there. So we're just sharing the blueprint with you and helping you to connect and make money and see how others have been doing it, with less exposure, with less risk,
Okay.
Yeah.
How can they be part of this? Where can they go to get more information about the investment club?
So to reach out to us, you need to send a WhatsApp message or call on 091 3582 5313 or reach us out in our office at number 21 Bikwere Street, D line, Port Harcourt.
Okay. It's an investment platform. Why not just leave it as an investment platform?
Well, it's not an investment platform.
Okay.
It's not an investment platform. It's not an investment platform. It is where we scrutinize opportunities to show persons how to earn.
It's not a social club, is it?
It is not entirely a social club.
So people don't join this club to come and have meeting where they do hi,
Nah,
where they network.
we're here to make money and talk about money and how to grow income.
So that's investment, isn't it?
Yes.
So why not just leave it as an investment? Why is it not an investment platform?
An investment platform is where you invite people to come and then you make money for them. We don't make money for people.
Okay.
You understand? We have already our structures where we're using to make money, that we are making money for ourselves. So we're showing you the blueprint. CEO, we're already successful at what we're doing. We want to help persons to be like us. If you want to be like us or make the kind of money we're making, come and join us and let us grow together and make money together and connect together and share ideas together and build. That's all.
So lastly, if there's one message you would like every Nigerian to listen to today, what would it be?
Well, I would say wealth isn't built by luck or chasing every opportunity that comes along. It's built through knowledge. It's built through discipline. It's built through patience and surrounding yourself with the right people. Keep learning, ask questions, understand the risks before you invest, and make decisions that align with your long-term goals. Sometimes one conversation can change the direction of your financial future.
Mm.
So it's important to reach out to us today and connect to us on 091 3582 5313.
Can you repeat the number?
091 3582 5313.
Okay, so let me go back to the very first question as we get set to close. Everyone talks about making money, but very few people talk about making their money work for them. Please explain this again. What does it really mean?
Like I said, we Africans, we like to be tied to one particular thing.
Okay.
But with the way the economy is now, we see the way our problems are growing. Things never come down. When the price of fuel kicks off, it kicks off. So that's inflation setting in. So that means your money loses value. So it's high time to realize that your your source of income should not just come from just that your daily job. You need streams of income. You need other means of sustainability. Your daily bread shouldn't be from a salary alone. If not, you will not survive the economy because the problems will come from left, right, center. So you need to understand that your money has potential. Your naira has potential, and it's time to put it into good use. So instead of allowing your money to lose value, you need to, thoughtfully put it into investments that match your goals and tolerant risk.
Okay.
Chase after communities that make informed decisions about making money.
Okay.
Understand that you need to generate income from other means to help sustain you. That is why it's important to make your money work for you.
And this is what you help them achieve at Investment
Exactly.
Club.
This is what we do at our Investment Club, yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. K, for making the time to be here this morning.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Today 95.1, stay with us. So much more to come. Good morning.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Looking to grow your business?
Ready to elevate your brand and reach the right audience? This is your moment to take your brand to the next level with Today 95.1 FM.
Your trusted voice, reaching thousands of listeners every single day.
From startups to established brands, we create powerful advertising solutions that boost your visibility and drive real growth.
Our affordable advertising packages are designed to give your business maximum visibility and real results.
Don't just advertise where people are listening.
Call us today on 0818-389-2850 or visit our station to book your slot now at Today FM Drive off East West Road, Obiako.
Today FM 95.1.
Your voice, your market, your success.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. And how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
What if the internet had a voice? What if we knew exactly what you love to listen to? What if we understood your vibe, your voice, your opinion? Today, 95.1 FM. Today, 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people.
Today, 95.1 FM. Where news meets insight, sports meets passion, and entertainment meets excellence. Expert analysis from seasoned professionals and our top analysts, informing, educating, and entertaining you. Your voice, your station. We are the voice of the people.